over the 49ers. Manischewitz working down low into the corner, works around a man, shot, and he scores! Sam Manischewitz ties this one up. Here comes State, working into the zone. Pass across, Jimenez finds it, and he scores! Luis Jimenez puts the Pack up 2-0 over the Colonials. Into the corner, pass, Meyer shoots, and he scores! NC State up 3-1. Manischewitz does it again to give NC State the lead.
Ready to play right behind us. Ethan Berry once again, Zach Selwye, and we're happy to have with us Ryan Linzmeyer, older brother of Trevor Linzmeyer on the NC State team. And you go to Carolina, you cover the team. Thank you for being with us here on PackTV.
I'm happy to be here, happy to be along for the ride a third time.
Yeah, we're definitely thrilled to have Ryan with us. I'm sure that won't be the last time I do that tonight. Thrilled to have you with us for the broadcast. Now let's get into the game, Zach. NC State went 0-2 last weekend. What player needs to step up for the Pack this week?
I think it's just got to be Luis Jimenez. Last weekend was a frustrating weekend in that Clemson game. He obviously looked a little bit shaken up. The team was without 4 of its top 7 forwards, Ethan, and that's just something that's not easy for any member on the team. There were several passes that Luis Jimenez missed up top near the Clemson goaltender, so tonight he really needs to stay sharp and embrace the fact that he has back Eric Todd and Sam Manischewitz to fix that top line.
One player for the Heels, Ryan. Who is it?
I'm sorry, it is Trevor Linzmeyer. Ryan is on NC State. It's easily confused. We talk the same. I'm a little bit better looking and a better hockey player. He don't tell you that, though. I think for the Heels tonight, it's got to be Andrew Jordan or Ricky Chen, but I'll lean towards Ricky. Both of them are dynamic offensive players for the Heels, but Ricky is able to get from one end of the ice to the other very quickly. He has the ability to get back on defense and back check really hard. He never gives up on a play. He really gives energy to this Heels squad. He's going to be a key to any Heels victory.
It's been a rough season, really, and a rough start to the semester as well. A road trip to Nashville last week where the Heels lost 2 of 3. Tell us a little bit about that one.
At this point in the season, this Heels squad is really playing for pride. They'd been eliminated from ACCHL playoff contention, but they lost a lot of talent coming out of the top last year. Guys like AJ Hamill, Alex Stevenson, Chris Viau, the list goes on and on. The senior class was absolutely loaded. But, I think there's been a lot of resilience from this team, even though they had, as you said, a rough trip to Nashville with games against Georgia Tech, Vandy, and Wake Forest. But at this point, it's really just playing for pride. I think they have come together, and it's really not affecting them so much as demoralizing. I think they're still trying to learn and really look towards next year, get some time for the younger guys as well as for the older guys, really allow them to show them what it means to play for not just wins at this point.
Right. One thing I've noticed the last 2 BackYard Brawls is that State's been the better team each of the last 2 years, but Chapel Hill has come out firing, and they've given NC State all they can handle, which isn't something you'd necessarily expect. So I think that's something else to keep an eye on. They've played better under the bright lights here at PNC Arena. Do you agree with that?
I do. I think that in any circumstance, I think even more so maybe than other sports, at least as far as Carolina fans would like to admit, both these teams come out, and when they're on the ice, they are really trying to beat the hell out of each other. They are trying to win as much as they can, obviously. And I've been proud of how the Heels have stepped up in both those games here. I think that we're going to see closer, hopefully, to the first game than the second, which is more of a shootout. I think it'll be a defensive battle to some degree. I think that the Heels have to come out composed, as well as providing that offensive effort, because they got to put pucks on net tonight. They've got to play hard as a team. They get goals from a lot of different areas, and that's really what it's going to take tonight. Play as a unit if they're going to have that same spark and hopefully come out as a victor in this third installment.
Yeah, for the Pack, Zach, 0-2 last weekend, as we mentioned. What does State need to change from last weekend, and how can they play better under the lights that they did not play as well in November?
What they're going to have to do is win faceoffs, and it's not something that we talked about a lot, Ethan, last time, but faceoffs are going to be critical to this game, and tonight if they can win the faceoff, get a quick shot off against UNC, it's going to be an easier night for them all around.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be a good game. As you mentioned, a defensive battle will certainly favor the Heels, so we'll see if State can put some pucks in the net early. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with keys to the game for both sides here, the Backyard Brawl at PNC Arena on PackTV. Ethan Berry, Zach Selwye, Trevor Linz, Meyer alongside you. For this one, guys, 3 keys to the game from both sides. We'll start with the Tar Heels. What are they?
I think the first thing for the Heels is shoot early, shoot often. You mentioned it, that State has to do the same. I think the Heels really need to come out, as you said, with that burst of energy to really silence this heavy State crowd. We were already hearing some boos for the Carolina fans in the background, so they really got to come out and get some energy early. Another thing is to use their speed to counter State's relative size and physicality. There's a quicker, smaller Heels team. They lost guys like A.J. Hamill, Ian Hawkins last year. Ian's not necessarily a big physical guy, but he's a big body. He's a good stay-at-home defender. Use that speed on the back check. Never give up on plays. And third is really get the puck deep and battle it out in the offensive zone. Nothing in the neutral play that's weak. Nothing coming across their own blue line. They have to be strong on the breakout. They can't have pucks coming right back into our defensive end. Otherwise, it could give up a lead. And, of course, can't give them another shorthanded goal, especially not to Ryan Lensmeyer.
Zach, 3 keys to the game for the Pack. What are they?
So the first one, of course, is stay out of the box, Ethan, and this is an issue that we've seen a lot with State. Probably not going to be possible tonight. It is UNC after all, and tensions do run high, especially after last time, as you saw at the end, there was an incident, a little bit of big fight after that hit on Joey Hall. So tonight, the tensions and the tempers have to be limited tonight, but definitely State needs to stay out of the box because their penalty kill has not been strong as of late. My second key tonight is win faceoffs and drive down the middle and leave no holes when UNC is making a breakout. NC State has contributed to a lot of defensive lapses lately, and this is not good because UNC is a team that will capitalize quickly and jump on the rush and get you fast. So NC State tonight has to make sure that their center lanes are covered and they have good defense. My third key tonight is cherish having those top forwards back. Like we said, we were out of 4 out of the top 7 forwards last weekend for that road trip for State. So having back Eric Todd, Sam Benishevitz, Will Beaverdorf, Ryan Kinney, all those guys tonight is going to be so crucial to the success of this team. And my final key tonight, a bonus key, is to make sure you win your faceoffs and take a quick shot. It's always good common hockey knowledge to get the first shot within the first 7 seconds after a faceoff. If they can do that, they can set up quality scoring opportunities they wouldn't be able to set up elsewhere, Ethan.
Couple seconds on the goaltending from the Heels side. Trevor, what are they?
I think that it's going to be crucial for Piccoli to get saves off his pads early. He is a keeper that has shown time and time again that on this stage in high-pressure games, he can really come up big. But there has to be solid and sound defense, in front of him for the entirety of the night. I think, though, that if he gets some good saves early, he'll be all right.
Joey Hall, couple words on him for the Pack, Zach.
Joey Hall has just been the cornerstone player for this team, had a rough game in Charlotte, but as we saw against Delaware, Ethan, Joey Hall has just done nothing but improve since last semester. Tonight, a big stage, big environment. Last time against this team, he did outstanding, and tonight will be no different if he just continues to think about making sure this is another game and not a big stage game tonight.
Getting ready for face-off. We're going to have that next coming up here on PackTV from PNC Arena, the NC State Wolfpack and the UNC Chapel Hill Tar Heels coming up on PackTV. Here come, sorry about that, technical difficulties. Tar Heels are taking the ice as we speak right now. NC State already on the ice. State wearing the all black, Chapel Hill wearing the all blue navy pants. I'll tell you what, guys, I like these uniforms. I don't like when teams wear prototypical white. I like to see different colors out there. What do you guys think about that?
I don't mind it.
I think, Ethan, the uniforms look great tonight, but especially you see that one white uniform on the ice bringing some special attention to special hockey in the state of North Carolina. There is a sled hockey player on the ice right now, and I think that's just incredible to look at and showing the white jerseys. But I think for contrast-wise, I think it is pretty cool to have two teams in their home colors.
Trevor?
I love to see the Carolina blue out there, and I really don't mind seeing the black against it. I think it's a nice reprise of the earlier uniforms that we saw in the Backyard Brawl, and I'm really excited to see how it goes down.
Getting ready for face-off here. We're going to check and see if they do the national anthem or if they do the starters first. We're going to take a quick break for the anthem when that happens. Tell you what, guys, crowd's not as big as it's been the last couple times.
Looks like it's filling in, though.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a few more players, or a few more fans filing in as we go, but not as big of a crowd as we'll see. We'll see how that affects the game, if at all. I will say, though, that it looks like there's a little bit of a bigger Carolina contingent. At least that's what it seems like to me, Trevor.
I think that it was a bit closer to even the first time, but yeah, really the second time it was very, very heavy state. So it looks, it's nice to see some of those pockets. I think that the drive disadvantage really hurts the Heels there. So even when it is a state away game, technically on paper, you know, it's ultimately going to be a home game. So as we said, a Backyard Brawl, and it really is backyard for state. But it just goes to show, and it is really a great aspect of state hockey, is how many people continue to show love for college hockey in North Carolina and in the Triangle specifically.
Yeah, I agree, and there's not really anywhere else to play this game that you can put the ice out here and have something like this. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Smith Center or Carmichael Auditorium, those places, I doubt they could put ice in there.
No, I don't think. I think Dean Smith would be rolling in his grave if he put ice over on the Smith Center floor. I don't know. That would be interesting. It's funny. There was, if you remember Scotty Bonner, I don't know if you ever knew him. I remember after the first Backyard Brawl, he penned this essay about the inevitability or the necessity of a 15,000 seat arena in Chapel Hill, and I was like, where?
Introducing all the players right now. Go ahead, Zach.
You know, Ethan, one thing I want to talk about, though, is they're introducing the graduating seniors right now. Look how many seniors are on the ice right now for NC State. If anything, State has to be really concerned about next season as well. Look at the crop of players that are going to be graduating. Luis Jimenez, Andrew Kristoff, Ryan Meyer, of course. You have several good players down there, especially from UNC as well. And Trevor can here help us fill in some of the UNC graduating seniors here, but this is just a difficult year for emotion-wise for both of these teams because of all the cornerstone players that each team is losing.
Sure. I definitely, it's reminiscent of last year. I remember the blue line was very similar for the Heels, and as you'll see that really reflected in tons of new faces, tons of new players for the Heels this year. But, you know, there are still really, as you said, cornerstone players leaving from Carolina. Joe Baglio, Nick Keith, Jonah Baratheus, and especially Ben Sizemore, who's been so invaluable this year. They're going to be huge holes to fill.
We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem here. We'll be back momentarily with Face Off.
In the corner, pass across, Kinney scores! Luis Jimenez found a beautiful pass, and NC State extends their lead 4-0 over the 49ers. Manischewitz working, down low into the corner, works around a man, shot, and he scores! Sam Manischewitz ties this one up. Here comes State, working into the zone, pass across, Jimenez finds it, and he scores! Luis Jimenez puts the Pack up 2-0 over the Colonials. Into the corner, pass, Linz Meyer shoots and he scores! NC State up 3-1. Banashevitz does it again to give NC State the lead.
National Anthem just finished up. Getting ready to get going here. Ethan Berry, Zach Sowaye, and Trevor Meyer. Not sure if we actually clarified it. Trevor is, in fact, Ryan Linsmeyer's younger brother, and in his own words, better looking.
That's right, yeah. We both grew up in Raleigh, playing Raleigh youth hockey. He's a graduate student. I'm 2 years younger, and I'm always excited to see him play. It's funny because the last couple of times, you know, when he's had opportunities, when he's had breaks, and of course when he had the goal, I couldn't help but cheer. But I don't know. Tonight, I really want the Heels to get this win. It'd be really, really tough to lose the 3-game sweep at PNC. They've had a bit more success against Duke. They've split, but you know they'd really, really like to take one home against State, right in State territory, as we mentioned.
Right, and one thing we forgot to talk about while we were standing up over there is the ACCHL tournament implications. Chapel Hill has been eliminated. NC State needs one more win to clinch the Central Division. And State will then, I'm pretty sure, is locked into being the number 3 seed. There's 3 divisions, and so State is going to be the 3rd out of those 3 teams as long as they win the division, which we suspect that they will either tonight or against Duke next week. But Trevor, as you mentioned, pride for the Heels tonight is going to be a big thing that you're watching, and that's not something they've lacked, really.
No, I don't think so. I think that this team has played with a lot of resolve, with a lot of heart. I think I saw that last year, even the year before, just with injuries and playing through. I think that this team plays for itself, for its members, and really for the teams next year that are going to be looking forward and are still going to remember this no matter what. You know, if this is a win for the Heels tonight, you know, I have no doubt that they'll look at the back half of this season as a success. This is absolutely a must-win or
a Super Bowl
a badly
game.
designed. Absolutely, absolutely. This means a ton for the Heels. I don't think it's, it might be a hot take to say that it means more for the Heels than it would if they were still in playoff contention. But really, this is something that they're going to stake their season on. They've got another chance at State, at PNC on the biggest stage. They've come so close both times. And as Gabe Haruso takes the net, I'm sorry, I thought it was McCauley, but it's Gabe Haruso tonight. They're going to really look to shut them down here early and often.
Zach, talking about ACCHL tournament, what do you want to see from the Pack tonight as they move forward?
This is an important win here, Ethan, because the fact is that they're on a 2-game losing streak right now, and they haven't won any games in their division this semester. This is going to be critical because this is the kind of caliber team that you're going to be facing come ACCHL tournament time.
Chapel Hill wins the face-off. Eric Todd looking to take control in the heel zone. He cannot. Good to have Eric Todd back. Was not with the Pack last weekend as Heels work into the neutral zone. State takes over. There's Chris Wing out there with John Kochlenberg, Sam Banashevitz, Eric Todd, as we mentioned, and of course Luis Jimenez. He'll send it around behind the net, looking to take control. Centering pass off of Joey Hall's leg. Here comes State the other way. 2-on-3. Banashevitz works around a man and sends it along. Can't get it to Jimenez. Goes around into the corner. Ellis Rushford will get it. Back to Jimenez. Jimenez will hold. Looking for help. He's got O'Rourke there. He's going to hold on to it, though. Sends it back to O'Rourke. Tip on net. Good tip from Banashevitz. Good save from Haruso.
The Heels, I think, on plays like that have to be playing tighter defense. They cannot give guys like Jimenez, like Banashevitz, space in the high slot like that. They're just going to be putting shots on Haruso all night. That one, a good screen. Easily could have been a tip-in. We're seeing Ben Sizemore, captain, who's wearing a 37 jersey. I'm not quite sure why. He usually wears 9. Wearing a goaltender's jersey almost, it seems like.
State wins the face-off. Shot is blocked. Ryan Kinney, Will Bieberdorf, Tyler Alfonsetti out there. O'Rourke sends it on net, kicked aside. Good to see those guys back. Zach, as we mentioned, Kinney and Bieberdorf did not play against Clemson last Saturday night. State lost 3-2. Here come the Heels. There's Joe Baglio. He fires high. Kinney will get it. He'll try to tip it out of the zone. The Heels keep it in. State gets it out eventually. 2-on-2 the other way. Kinney and Alfonsetti. Kinney tried to send it to Alfonsetti. It's intercepted. Jesse Aney there for the Heels, sent all the way back down. Icing waved off. Kinney in the corner, looked like he was expecting a whistle. He finds Bieberdorf, centering pass, doesn't get through. Alfonsetti gets there. He'll look to set up, pass in front, knocked away. There's Bieberdorf again, back up top wing. He keeps it in. He'll fire, tipped in front and blocked. Hudson for the Pack sends it back around. Kinney can't get to it. Big hit there from Tyler Alfonsetti. First big hit of the game. The Heels return the favor. That was Baglio. Wing sends it on net again. Alfonsetti tipped it, didn't get through. Alfonsetti again in front of the net. State can't get a stick on it.
Heels are looking a little timid here. That's exactly what you were expecting NC State to come out and do, exploit their size advantage. Heels got to clear it out here. Got to be mindful in their defensive end.
Kinney sends it wide. Heels look to take control and get it out. As you mentioned, Zach, first opportunity there for the Pack.
It was pretty good, Ethan, but I'm a little bit surprised at Mike Gazzillo's line jumbling here because Trevor Merchant is no longer on that second line. It's Will Bieberdorf, Ryan Kinney, and Tyler Alfonsetti. I like Trevor Merchant on those two lines. I think he provided a solid anchor. But nonetheless, NC State did exactly what I think they should be doing, which is just firing pucks to the net and making sure they had guys in that slot area out in front to get the quick tip. So all in all, I feel like that was a great shift, and here's that, looks like the fourth line now.
Heels win the faceoff, can't get it out of the zone. Koeklenberg backhander, and that was Linz. Meyer loses it. Had an opportunity there. Somebody lost their stick. It goes in! It looked like a centering pass, and it looked like the Chapel Hill defender knocked it in. But State takes an early 1-0 lead.
I think that was Ryan Lenzmeyer.
Unfortunately, it was. A case in point, though. A fluttery pass, trying to get it out of the zone, not playing defensively minded, not having a good breakout. That's going to be too easy. That's going to be easy pickings all night long for this strong NC State blue line. They're going to keep it in, and it's going to be shots on net, and then fluky goals like that happen.
I think to add on to that, though, Trevor, you got to talk about how UNC set up well defensively, but it was just a bad puck bounce. It did go off a defenseman's skate. Nonetheless, it was a very puck luck goal.
Sure.
It's now 1-0.
Absolutely.
Your brother gets the assist. I'm sure you'll hear about that one later. Or he gets the goal, excuse me. Fluke goal for the Pack, but they'll take it nonetheless. State leads 1-0 early. And you talk about that play. To me, the big play was Koeklenberg keeping it in the zone.
Definitely.
The Heels had a chance to get it out, and they didn't. Koeklenberg kept it in.
Absolutely. And this State blue line's just too good. They're going to eat that alive.
Here comes Ryan Lenzmeyer the other way again, sent in. Haruso kicks it aside. Heels will take it. Koeklenberg tries to make a hit behind the net. Koeklenberg's always trying to hit somebody.
Good job pinching there by John Koeklenberg to find himself down as the only man in the UNC end. Very interesting to see a typical defensive defenseman making offensive defenseman plays.
The Heels are just throwing it away here. It's really concerning. They're going to have to make better passes if they're going to have any success tonight.
There's Trevor Merchant. He gets knocked down. That was Hayden Dewey, excuse me. He got knocked down. The Heels will keep it in the zone. They'll look to set something up. Rushford gets it out of the zone. Opportunity here. Here's Dewey the other way. And Haruso makes the save. Good defensive play there from the Heels.
A little bit of extras there, Ethan. I'm surprised it's not going to be a penalty shot. Hayden Dewey looked like he was kind of hooked on the way out on that breakaway there. Very surprised that it isn't a penalty shot, but tempers flew high. Dewey wanted that shot, and he didn't get it.
I think they're going to pull Bullock for the Heels. I mean, he came in there a full, 2 seconds after the whistle.
Yeah.
And that's just an unnecessary penalty for the Heels. You were saying State has to stay out of the box tonight. Heels, absolutely. I think they've been better generally this year on the not taking penalties like that. But that is just something they got to avoid tonight. They're already down one, and then they're down another man.
I believe that's Kyle Bullock, if I'm not mistaken, who takes a seat for the hit after the play that really wasn't necessary, as you mentioned.
Not.
Zach, we've talked about State staying out of the box all day, or all year, really, and State just hasn't been able to do it. But I'll tell you what, if State figures out a way to stay out of the box, it's going to be a tough team for the rest of the year.
It's going to be a very tough team here, Ethan. And the thing is, we got to go back to one of my keys. This is the power play. We're now just about maybe 2 seconds in. Eric Todd needs to win the draw, get a quick shot within the first 7 seconds, make a play happen.
State looks to gain control off the face-off. Centering pass, Jimenez, his shot's blocked. Todd gets it back. There's Hudson. Back to Todd. He'll look for Banashevitz. Banashevitz hasn't scored since the UNC Wilmington game, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was November 19th. Heels the other way, shorthanded, 2-on-1. And good defensive play by Cam Mazikowski to take it away. He gets knocked down, but State will head the other way. Banashevitz hasn't scored in 4 games. Here he comes, and he fires wide. Mazikowski keeps it in. He'll send it along. Can't get it through to Banashevitz. Heels can't get it out again. Mazikowski looking for Banashevitz, can't get it to him. Heels still can't get it out. Mazikowski battling. And State keeps it in, looks to gain control. There's Jimenez working. He'll look to find help. Can't find anybody. Under a minute to go. Banashevitz off the post from a bad angle. He'll send it back up top. There's Hudson. He'll look back to Banashevitz. He loses it. He'll send it all the way around. Mazikowski keeps it in. 14:30 to go. First period. NC State leads 1-0 on a goal from Ryan Linzmeyer. Jimenez back to Hudson. He fires. Good glove save from Haruso.
I like the way that Eric Todd and Sam Banashevitz are sort of switching places down low on that power play. It's a good way to get tip shots because NC State is, I'm seeing anyway over the past 2 games, their power play is mainly blue line driven. They like to take shots from the blue line, which could be a good thing, can be a bad thing, but their job tonight is to make sure they have enough players in the slot to make the tips, and they're doing a fine job of it so far.
Good.
30 seconds to go on the power play. Just want to mention about State's power play. State's power play was not good last weekend. It was bad. And at least a better start here, even if State doesn't get a goal. Trevor?
I think I agree. I think they've had some good opportunities, and I think this goes 1 or 2 way for the Heels. If they let another goal here, it's really going to put them in a tough position, obviously, but especially for Gabe Haruso. He's been tall. He's been at the top of his crease. He's made a couple good saves here. These are confidence-building saves for him if they can keep it a 1-goal deficit.
State wins the face-off or work. Shot takes a couple of bounces, doesn't get through.
Great
Backhander. Good save from Haruso. Looked like that was Bieberdorf with the opportunity. Rushford has it. Back to Bieberdorf. He'll hold across Rushford. Fires off the pad. Kenny can't get to it. Goes back to Bieberdorf. Penalty over. State 0 for 1 on the power play. And the Heels will look to head the other way. No goal, but a better power play than what we saw last weekend, Zach.
Absolutely, Ethan. But one thing I would like to pay particular attention to is how they left Tyler Elfin City wide open on one of the face-off dots down in the UNC end, especially when you're setting up a critical power play opportunity like that. It's not good to leave anybody open.
Icing there, so the face-off's going to come down to the left of Joey Hall. I'll tell you what, you expect State to have a good power play with the firepower that they have on the first line and second line too, but last weekend was it was brutal. And State's had a good power play in the past as Baglia wins the face-off, centering pass, nobody's there. Tip goes high and wide. Heels looking to set something up for the first time tonight.
Got to get more opportunities like that, just pucks at the net.
There you go. There's Annie along the sideline. Side boards. Pass in front. Rushford got a stick on it, almost went in the net. Heels keep it in the zone. 13 minutes to go. First period. Here's Annie working, looking for help on the blue line. Finds it. Shot is blocked. State looking to get it out. They cannot. Hits up on the board. Bieberdorf's got it, and he'll get it out of the zone.
Ellis Rushford's positioning tonight has been very good so far, and as you saw in that last play, Ethan, that puck almost went in similar to the goal that Hayden Dewey got.
Here come the Heels, 1-on-3, nothing doing there. That was Andrew Jordan.
They avoided a too many men a moment ago. It looked like Keith was switching, and I think the puck hit his skate as they were going over the boards.
Sent in on net there, pad save. Joey Hall looked like a little surprise shot. Caught me by surprise anyway. That's why I'm not in net. Sent into the corner. State looked to gain control. Bieberdorf out there. He's been out there for a while. There's Linz, Meyer. Carolina takes it out of the zone. Battle in the neutral zone along the boards. Wing sends it ahead. Here comes Linz, Meyer 1-on-3. He'll just dump it in. And the Heels will take control. Haruso sets it up behind the net. And the Heels look to get it out of the zone. They struggle here for a minute. Kristoff gets there first. Sends it all the way back around. Back and forth play. Chipped ahead by the Heels. O'Rourke gets there. He'll keep it in the neutral zone. Kristoff goes down. No penalty.
Oh, they got him.
Oh, they did? Okay, they did.
Hopefully Kristoff is okay because he's my player to watch for tonight, Ethan.
Yeah, he got tripped into the boards, it looked like. It looked like an inadvertent trip. But nonetheless, it's going to be a penalty.
Benton Sizemore saying something to the referee. I don't know if there's much debate on that one. Looks like he just got caught up with him. That's a penalty either way.
Richard Chen takes a seat.
And that's tough for the Heels. Again, he's a very speedy player. He's a big part of this this Heels system. Another opportunity for the Heels penalty kill. They really need to keep him in this game.
Well, we talked about it. The Heels are playing more so for pride, and they've come out in the last two backyard brawls. They've been the better team early on. And so we'll see how they respond playing from behind.
Absolutely.
They've definitely got to stay within a goal or two here in the first period. State sets up the power players. Banishevitz, he'll find Rushford. Back to Banishevitz. His shot goes wide. Looks like it was tipped. And Haruso covers up.
They want Sam to get that goal. He needs to get back on the score sheet, and the team knows it. They feeded that puck to him well in the slot. Puck went just wide, but they're doing a great job of cycling, Ethan. And compared to what we saw last weekend, even though the team is 0 for 1 for tonight, their power play looks incredibly better.
Eric Todd having a little chat with one of the Heels defensemen, maybe about a post-game meal or basketball game on Saturday.
I'm sure he wasn't trying to talk about that, at least the guy in the Carolina Blue.
11:08 to go, first period, 1:34 left for State. On the power play, Todd, Banishevitz, Jimenez, Rushford, and I believe O'Rourke out there for the Pack. Jimenez gets it after the draw. He'll hold, look to set up, and gets it to O'Rourke. There's Todd. Banishevitz set up in front of the net, sent to him. It goes all the way through. Rushford has it in front again. State can't get a stick on it. And Heels.
Another puck that has to be out of the zone.
Yep, try to send it out, but can't. Jimenez has it. Banishevitz back to Jimenez. They play catch. Here's Banishevitz again. He fires. Good save from Haruso. That's a tough shot. Tough save from Haruso, excuse me. And he'll send it all the way back down. They've got a man there, but Joey Hall's going to get there first, and he'll send it around to O'Rourke. Opportunity for the Heels off the turnover, and they scored.
And there you go. Great forecheck there from Joe Baglio, and then Ben Sizemore, right place, right time, and life for this Heels team.
There you go. So we're going to give that goal to Sizemore, you said.
Yeah, I think I really don't know why he's in 37, but that's Ben Sizemore. He usually wears the 9 in the captain's jersey. And there is no 37 on the Heels roster. So,
there you
mind
go.
games, question mark, who knows?
I don't know. Anyway, his 7th goal of the season, Zach.
Kind of want to add on to that, Ethan, there. Ellis Rushford has been a little bit streaky this season, a little bit inconsistent in his defensive play. I love him to death, but sometimes he has bad lapses like that, and that was just one of them. Give the puck right away.
More power play woes for the Pack. And just a bad turnover there when State had control of the puck. And State just turned it over. Here's Alfonsetti working into the zone. Set up again. 20 seconds to go. Shot on net. Haruso makes the save. And like we mentioned, the Heels couldn't fall behind much in this game. And right on cue, they tie it up shorthanded.
Absolutely. I think that it's difficult for a team that has this many young players to play from behind, especially on a stage like this. That's a huge goal from their veteran players. I mean, that's one graduating player to another. Both actually graduate students for a single-year program. So unfortunately, they'll both be gone.
Halfway through this first period, Bieberdorf, opportunity, and they said no goal. Hudson has it, and the Heels chip it all the way down.
That certainly was close.
It was close.
The puck came up, not the puck, the net came off the moorings there, Ethan. I'm surprised it didn't stop the play. Usually, in a sequence of events, they would do that, but not in that particular case.
Chris Wing loses the puck to Alfonzetti. The Heels take over again. Back across, and the shot goes high. Not sure if Hall got a pad on it. Great opportunity for the Heels there.
NC State has 2 collapse towards the net there, Ethan. Not enough defensive pressure going out towards the points.
Heels take control again. Jukes around a man, sent wide. State's got to get things under control here. Somebody lost a glove. And State will set it up behind the net. There's Hudson.
That's the burst of energy I'm expecting to see. That's a big line for the Heels. Ben Millar, Andrew Jordan, Ricky Chen. A lot of talent on that line.
There you go. Here's Kinney. Knocked down by Haruso. Heels will keep it alive and set it up in front of their net.
Haruso has been very impressive so far.
He
Despite
sure
that
has.
first bad puck luck goal, I've been very impressed with that.
Yeah, that's not
back.
really his fault. And I'll
No.
tell you what, that save on Banashevitz was a good one, too. No icing here. Any shot for Banashevitz is a good one, really. So,
And that defensive effort in front of him to keep that last goal out when it looked certainly in.
Yeah.
It's good that the Heels are playing that way in front of him.
Bieberdorf started celebrating, but it didn't go in the net. State gets it out of the zone here. Webb, Johnston, and Dewey out here on the 4th line. Dewey got bumped down with the return of some players. Webb makes a good play. State can't keep it in the zone, though.
Eric Johnston, the man that many people are nominating for best hair in the ACCHL. He's looking pretty good on that shift there.
Good opportunity for the Heels. State didn't get the puck for some reason. Mazakowski and Kokenberg weren't on the same page. That shot goes wide.
Good pinch there for the Heels.
Kokenberg chips it out, back out to the neutral zone. Heels have really gotten back in this game, and they've controlled play the last 5-6 minutes or so after State looked like it was going to be a big early lead for them. Big slap shot, save from Joey Hall. We're going to go down to Megan Glove out in the crowd. Megan.
Hey guys, I'm here with Zach and James, and guys, who do you think is going to win tonight?
Wolfpack! Wolfpack!
And I heard that both of you are pretty good hockey players yourselves. Who's the better player between the two of you?
Well, I'm better at offense, and he is better at defense, really.
Same with him. I'm better at defense. He's better at offense.
All right, well, since you both seem to think that NC State's going to win, can I get a go Pack?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Go Pack!
Thanks, Megan. She'll be out there in the crowd for the rest of the game. We'll send it to her a couple more times, see what she can get. Puck out in the neutral zone there. Nobody knew where it was. 7 minutes to go. 1-1. The Wolfpack and the Tar Heels. Ellis Rushford dumps it in. No icing. Heels look to set it up. Good forecheck there from Ellis Rushford.
I think, Ethan, that took away Ellis Rushford's earlier defensive lapse. That was a beautiful hit.
Big hit there. Opportunity. Doesn't know. Haruso doesn't know where the puck is. Goes wide of the net. There's Merchant. Sends it in front. There's Linz Meyer. Kristoff gets to it. Rushford with that huge hit. Sends it on net. Deflected to the side. Linsmeyer again working hard behind the net. Puck is frozen now. Let's see if they blow the whistle. They don't. As the Wolfpack chants start to get going here. Puck dumped in. State makes a change. Heels look to head the other way. A little slow getting it going there. There's Sizemore has the Tar Heels goal. Up ahead, good pass. Jimenez one-on-one, jukes around a man. He lost the puck. And Haruso will cover up.
Heels have got to stand their ground physically. It's been an even tilt overall. However, physical advantage, as we thought it would be, all State. They got to get out of the way of those big hits if they can, and see it return from players that we've seen it from so far. Guys like Ricky Chen, Baglio, and Ben Sizemore have really got to step up, continue to be enforcers, and protect their team here.
Talking about Joe Baglio, we thought Joe Baglio was going to be done last semester. He was granted an extra semester. Can you talk a little bit about why that happened and what having him back means?
Sure, yeah, I think that it's just a player with a lot of experience, and it was kind of a murky situation initially, but he got cleared to play as a grad student, and he really is a huge presence in the locker room for this team. One of the most experienced guys on the bench.
Jimenez sends one in. It's tipped out of play. Yeah, Baglio, the leading scorer for the Heels. And like you said, it's big to have him back for a young team, even though you're not really going anywhere this season. But anytime you can keep a player like Baglio for an extra semester, you'll take it.
I think that it's about what from his play style rubs off on the other players. It's forechecking hard. It's not giving up on the puck. It's playing bigger than your size. So hopefully they take those lessons in the next year.
There you go. Heels get it out of the zone. No icing. Chris Wing plays the puck. It wasn't going to get back to the goal line anyway. There's Hudson. He'll look to take control. Tell you what, both teams have really struggled getting the puck out of the zone. Banashevitz across. He'll find Jimenez. Banashevitz gets knocked down. Heels player loses their stick. There's Banashevitz. Gets hit into the boards. Hudson will take over. Pass in front. Jimenez tries to juke around a man and can't. Banashevitz gets it back. Jimenez looking for a pass. Blocked. And it goes into the corner. There's Hudson. Sent back around Banashevitz. Pass up top, Mazikowski. He'll find Jimenez. Pass in front. Haruso is out of the net. Banashevitz sent it on net. Haruso got there. Huge save from
He was
Haruso.
looking very lost in front of him, unfortunately, right now.
I think State needs to find out where the puck is. Luis Jimenez and Sam Banashevitz just couldn't connect there. The whole team didn't know where it was. A few good looks, but all in all, State just looked kind of lost on that play.
Going to be icing here with 4:09 to go. I'll tell you what, State had a couple opportunities there. Just didn't look like they had a good shot at the net.
And not at all, Ethan. And what State's going to have to do is learn how to make sure when they make their passes, they're not playing fancy. Luis has managed to try to juke out a few guys a little bit too much, and has led to a few giveaways.
State wins the faceoff, can't get it out of the zone once again. We'll get it out eventually, looking for Banashevitz. There he is. 2-on-1 the other way. Banashevitz jukes around a man. Haruso makes the save. Another shot blocked. That one didn't feel good, I can promise you that.
Haruso keeping his team in the game.
Yep, he sure is. Heels try to get it out. They can't. Bieberdorf putting some pressure on the puck. And Heels come the other way. 1 on about 5 there, and State takes the puck away. Heels keep it in, though. Pass up there, guy wasn't paying attention. Kenny tries to get to the puck, and he can't. Heels will set it up. 3:23 to go. First period. Ryan Linzmeyer scores for the Pack. Ben Sizemore for the Heels, and we're at 1-1 as the puck goes out of play.
On that latest breakout that we saw there, Ethan, between Sam Banashevitz and Luis Jimenez, I know Sam really wants to get that goal. He's talked to me a lot about it, but the thing is, Luis Jimenez is wide open. I'm a little bit surprised as to why Sam didn't go for the pass there. It's definitely something to think about because passing is going to be critical in this game.
Tell you what, the crowd's filed in a little more than we expected as Joey Hall covers up. The crowd got all up in arms. Nothing really happened there. We saw that a lot in Charlotte. Joey Hall bumped Mazikowski there, and the Tar Heel just kind of ran into the net, so I'm not sure why the crowd started oohing and awing. But
that was Bullock again. He's been involved in a couple of those now.
Bieberdorf wins the faceoff. Mazikowski gets there first. He'll send it around. Ryan Kinney, we mentioned last weekend, Zach. Opportunity here for the Heels. Shot blocked. Lost the puck there for a second. Great defensive play from Mazikowski.
Great save by Joey Hall.
I couldn't tell if that puck got through the net or not. Either way, good defensive play. And another big hit. Well, that one's going to be a penalty. I didn't see that hit, guys. Did you see it?
I think it was a bit behind the play. Looks like they got him for interference.
Yeah, that's going to be Kinney, who we were just talking about, actually. But either way, good to have him back. He did not play against Clemson. He did play against Charlotte. State's been missing him for the majority of the year, really. And adding a guy like that to the second line is going to do huge wonders for this team as we head down the stretch.
And I remember our first game, Ethan, the one that we first commentated, I remember seeing Brian Kinney and figuring out this guy's talented. Without him, NC State is going to be a little bit weaker on the offensive front. So it's good to see him back. Not as good to see him in the penalty box for one of NC State's first penalty kills of the night.
I'll tell you what, 2:43 to go in the period. State can't get it out. State staying out of the penalty box for 18 minutes, or well, 17 minutes, I guess, is pretty good. A lot better than I would have expected. Excellent play there from Ellis Rushford to send it down.
Great clear by Ellis Rushford. Great job of simple defensive play to poke that puck away and set it in deep. Just a great job on the penalty kill.
Trevor, anything on the Heels power play for us?
I think that they have to keep these plays where they're just taking it solo and ISO out of the system. I think they need to do a better job of keeping it low and cycling, especially players like Chen and Jordan. They have such great chemistry together. If they try to take this State team 1-on-4, their power play is just not going to be successful.
Rushford sends it down again. I'll tell you what, we saw State kind of do the same thing last week. So we'll see if either of the power plays can get going today. This one's halfway over, 1:41 to go in the period. Pass in front, knocked away. Rushford has all three clears. Dewey trying to get there first, and he does. He'll just send it around. Johnson trying to make a play on the puck.
Eric Johnson is another guy to keep your eye on as well. He did have that goal against Clemson, and it was a pretty one there, Ethan.
Here come the Heels working on net. Jukes around a man. Good stick save. Well, poke check, excuse me, from Joey Hall. State sends it down again, less than 30 seconds to go. Heels with an opportunity there, but Hall got his stick in there, and he makes the, I was going to say he makes the save, but he didn't make the save. It was offsides, and the shot went well wide.
That was a bad lapse there by State defensively. I'm surprised. And I can't find the number. It looked like it was a number 14 for UNC. Is there a number 14 on UNC?
Yeah, that's John Beeson. He's got a real hard shot, and that's going to be a big part of this power play.
Yeah,
like to run him out there.
Talking more about that, and something that I talked about this morning in writing for NCStateHockey.org, there was a big thing about last time John Beeson having a hat trick and having a lot of speed, and State doesn't do well against big, tall, and speedy forwards.
Yeah, I think that
off the post there, and they score on the rebound. At the end of the power play, the Heels take advantage, and they scored. It just, opportunity came out of nowhere. Puck went off the post and got knocked in.
It took a couple bounces along the way.
Looked like Jonah Graffius, is that correct?
It was Jonah Graffius, yeah. I think the shot came from the point, and it looks like it took a bounce in front, then off the post. Graffius just there to clean it up, and that's really his home base. He's, as you said, a strong, offensive, taller forward, and he can just post up in front of the net and clean up, get those garbage goals. He loves them.
And another thing, too, as well, Chris Wing was out of position on that play as he was expecting the puck to go further out, but got caught too far up, and the puck was just right there for a juicy rebound goal.
I'll tell you what, State special teams has some improvement to go. Here comes Luis Jimenez. He hits the post, headed the other way. I'll tell you what, Banashevitz and Jimenez are frustrated, and I don't think Luis Jimenez has gotten that close in weeks to a goal.
I think that's going to be another Heels power play. They got one of them coming across the middle on an interference again, I think.
Yep. I'm honestly not sure if that last goal was a power play goal or not, because it came at the very end of the power play. So we'll wait to see if that was a power play goal or not. Either way, it was still 5-on-4 because Kinney hadn't gotten back in the play yet, if he was even out of the box. Eric Todd taking a seat now, and that's not what you want to see if you're NC State, Zach.
I don't think Eric Todd is as big as a penalty killer as a lot of other guys on the team. I still think a loss for any player for the team is going to be a huge loss nonetheless, but Eric Todd, not a mainstay on the penalty kills, so shouldn't affect it too much. We'll see what happens.
Either way, that's a bad penalty to take. Caruso covers up.
Heels looked a bit confused. They had three guys up on the line. It looked like someone was trying to be floating at the top of the circles and just drifted back. They had two guys lined up in the face-off circle.
I'll tell you what, after giving up a power play goal, going right back on the penalty kill is not
what head coach Mike Gazzillo wants to see. Mazikowski with a shorthanded opportunity. Swallowed by Haruso. Talked about it earlier, Trevor. Haruso's been phenomenal.
Absolutely, especially bouncing back. You know, I played goalie my entire career, and it's tough when you have that first fluky goal. You really got to take it one shot at a time. He has been so good, so sound, and I think that we're seeing a different Gabe Haruso that we saw the last couple of years. He's been steadily improving his entire tenure at Carolina, and he's really playing well tonight.
That's going to do it for the first period. Guys, your initial thoughts on the first period, Zach?
I think NC State didn't have an edge at all. I think Carolina came out swinging. Beautiful job on the forecheck and just incredible energy that came into the quick jump. All in all, Ethan, I'm going to have to give that period to Carolina.
Trevor, your thoughts?
I think that there were early defensive lapses that immediately and directly led to the Linz Meyer goal. I think that you're going to have bad puck luck when you when you make bad, weak plays on the puck. They've had a few of those defensive plays that I haven't liked. Otherwise, though, they've come back. They've matched physicality from State as best they could, and they've capitalized on their opportunities. Main star from this period, though, got to be Gabe Haruso.
Yeah, it looked like State was going to get out to an early 2-0, 3-0 lead, and that was going to be a rough night for the Heels. Instead, the Heels lead 2-1 at the first intermission. We'll be back with first intermission here on PackTV.
This university is on a march to achieve our full potential.
We help empower each other to dream big and do big.
Our students are in a position to point to specific projects that they did in the real world, and that sets them apart.
Companies want to hire NC State students.
We're going to find solutions to some of the big problems and challenges.
It's in the DNA of the place. We're here to think and do the extraordinary.
Trevor Linzmeyer, brother of Ryan Linzmeyer on the NC State hockey team. You talked about wanting the Heels to keep him scoreless. Well, that didn't happen. He scored the first goal of the game for the Pack. What are you going to say to him after the game? What did you think about that play?
Congratulations, obviously. I love to see him do well. It's fun to see him so excited. Unfortunately, I'll have to hear about it for a couple of months. But as an objective hockey observer, as well as his brother, so I guess I'm not objective in any sense, but I've got the balance on both sides. It's just getting to the dirty areas, trying to put a centering play on the net, and it turned out well. They capitalized again, as you said earlier. John Kochlenberg kept that puck in. All of a sudden, good things happen when you put it on net.
It really was a fluke goal, but he's the kind of guy that gets those goals, and you get them from working hard. And so I'm sure you're proud of him for that. I'm sure you're also proud of the Heels for the effort that they've played with tonight and the pride, which is something you mentioned. State got out to an early 1-0 lead and was really dominating play, but the Heels bounced back and now they lead 2-1. What are your thoughts on how they played and how hard they played so far?
Sure, they've seen energy come from a lot of different places in that comeback effort. It has to start, though, in the goal crease with Gabe Haruso. He had that fluky goal early. I thought he had good saves in front of it. I thought he had good saves behind it. And all throughout the period, he's been solid. He has been positionally composed. Great glove saves. Otherwise, though, they've capitalized on their chances. There's been tempers flaring already, and they've done a good job of putting some pucks on net, getting opportunities. And it's really been a team effort to bounce back. But you've seen it not only from Gabe Haruso, but those other veteran players like Joe Baglio, like Ben Sizemore, like Jonah Graffius with that goal to take him up 1 goal.
Yeah, and I think one thing that I've noticed is the team that stays more composed and makes less mistakes is probably going to win. And at this point, that's the Heels. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think that the Heels have been fortunate to get those late penalties there. I think that it's going to continue to be a physical game. If either team is going to win, as you said, they've got to be composed. They've got to stay out of the box. That has really been the tale of some of these other backyard brawl competitions is time spent into the penalty box. If teams can stay 5-on-5 or on the power play, let the other guys make a mistake tonight, I think that team's going to be the victor.
Real quick, they scored 2 goals, but what do they need to do better on the offensive end?
I think on the offensive end, just continue to get it deep, put shots on. In the defensive end, though, they still had some plays afterwards where they're not being strong. Got to be stronger on the breakout, get it strong from the defensive end into the offensive, keep it deep.
I'll be right back, with Zach Sawai to talk about the NC State side of things here from PNC Arena. Tar Heels lead the Wolfpack 2-1 on PackTV.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your one-stop shop for all things Wolfpack. Located in the Ridgewood Shopping Center off of Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop recently expanded from 2,400 to 5,400 square feet. Whether you're in need of tailgating essentials, decals and magnets, home goods, apparel for people of all ages, or sporting goods, the Red and White Shop has it all. Stop by today for your NC State needs.
Ethan Berry back alongside Zach Sawaye here, PNC Arena. Zach, State got off to a fast start, really. Look, the lead was 1-0, really could have been 2 or 3. But then the Heels got back in the game, really, and played much better in the second half of the first period. What does State need to do to get back in control of this game?
Well, one thing, Ethan, we need to talk about is juxtaposing this to the last Backyard Brawl, putting the two games, looking at the first periods. Last time UNC got off to the jump, it was a very quick game, quick start for them. NC State had the quicker jump in this game, and then NC State regressed. State lost a lot of momentum, and UNC won the forecheck battle a lot of times going in. They took advantage of the penalties that State was taking, so State needs to stay out of the box, do well in their penalty kill, do all the things that we see on a normal basis, because a lot of the problems that we see tonight have been season-long problems for State, and they're not just things that you can fix in a game or two. They take time, and these penalties tonight are just unfortunate. They've been bad stick penalties, so State tonight really needs to win that forecheck battle once again.
Banishevitz and Jimenez, to me, had their best periods, each of them, in a while. Not able to get on the score sheet yet, but still 2 periods left to play. What were your thoughts on them in the first line?
I'm going to have to disagree with you a little bit there, Ethan. Their passes and their play looked a little bit disconjointed. The majority of them. There was a few great looks from both players. There was a few great passes, but the few that I did see, it was a little bit... It looked like they didn't know where they were on the ice, and it might have been because Sam Banishevitz was in his first game back on that top line after sitting out Clemson with the flu bug. So it's really going to be a matter of can the two find their groove once again.
Joey Hall and Nat, what were your thoughts on him in the first period?
I think Joey Hall did the best that he could with the situations he was provided. There were some bad defensive lapses. Ellis Rushford was not doing too good of a job back in his own end, so tonight Joey Hall's really just going to stay on his head. He did good with what he was given in that first period.
What does State need to do better in the second period to get back in this game and hopefully take the lead?
Win the forecheck battle, win the faceoffs, and truly win the back check. That's the big battle that State always needs to focus on, is always winning those faceoffs, winning the corner battles, getting those quick shots. 10 seconds within that faceoff. I can't stress that enough. A play can happen so quickly and so fast. If they can capitalize off a good faceoff win, this game could easily swing back in State's momentum.
I'll tell you what, I jumped the gun a little bit when I said that State had stayed out of the box. Well, then they took 2 late penalties. So Chapel Hill's going to start the period on the power play after scoring a power play goal. What does State need to do on the penalty kill here to start the period?
They need to make sure they cover their man. There was a lot of times that they got caught collapsing into the corner right there, left a lot of players open on the point. In this particular second period in the penalty kill, they're going to have to spread out, make sure they have enough guys covering each section on the ice to make sure they don't allow for point shots or any high-quality scoring opportunities.
We'll be back momentarily, second period face-off here on PackTV. NC State trailing the UNC Tar Heels 2-1 here on PackTV. Welcome back to PNC Arena, second period, getting ready to get back underway. Guys, we haven't really talked about the crowd tonight. What are your thoughts?
Always a blast, always a rowdy good time. Tends to lean State, that's no exception tonight. The Heels looking to get one for the faithful here in Carolina Blue. There are still pockets out there for sure.
I'm really liking the crowd here, Ethan. It's very similar to what we saw in the last Backyard Brawl. And looking at this now, this game wasn't as highly marketed for as the last game. Looking at this game now, though, it looks like it doesn't really matter that much. It's almost as much as it was last time, Ethan.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. There's more Carolina fans here than I remember the last couple of times. The NC State crowd was really getting into the game first 5-6 minutes of the period. The Heels responded, and got to give them credit for that. Because not only if you fall behind, not only are you behind on the scoreboard, but the crowd is going against you. Your crowd is pretty quiet, and so big response there for the Heels.
Definitely. This state crowd has proven in this game and in others that they will let you hear it. So absolutely, they got to keep continuing to play well and get those opportunities and then stop them on the defensive end.
Eric Todd's going to be sitting to start the second period. 138. The Heels will have 138 on the power play. Teams switch sides. Pat going from left to right, Heels from right to left. As we get started, penalty killers. Trevor Linzmeyer's own brother, Ryan Linzmeyer, Andrew Kristoff, Davis Hudson, Cam Mazikowski for the Pack. I'll tell you what, I've gotten confused a couple times, Zach, because Mazikowski's missing a 1 on his right arm. So he's 8 on one arm, and he's actually 18, so that's been a little bit of a confusion for me.
I think the one thing to look at, though, Ethan, if you're confused, look at the size difference. Number 8 is Kristoff. The dude's pretty short. Look at Mazikowski. The dude is a skyscraper. So.
Yeah, he sure is. At least he didn't lose his jersey like Banashevitz did last year. So that's progress anyway.
Bullock, number 28 there for the Heels, one of few guys that can match up against Mazikowski physically.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. State's got Koeklenberg and Mazikowski.
Yeah.
And not only are they big, but they play pretty much only so they can hit people. At least that's the way it seems to me, and they do a great job of it, honestly. Sometimes they spend a little too much time in the penalty box, but
Koeklenberg, for as long as I played with John as early as I think I was probably 10 years old, and that has always been his mindset. He doesn't mind taking a few penalties if he needs to get the hit on.
Heels look to set up the power play in the defensive zone. Good pressure here from the Pack. I'll tell you what, Zach, State special teams have been bad to start this semester. They've got to get better, and they've got to get better within the next month before State heads to the ACCHL tournament. It's going to be tough to win if you're giving up shorthanded goals, power play goals, not scoring on the power play. It's going to be tough as that shot is deflected by Joey Hall, and State can't get it out. Heels keep it in. Mazikowski tries to get there. He cannot. Kristoff there. 43 seconds to go. Mazikowski gets it. His clear is blocked. Heels keep it in. Behind the net now. Mazikowski working. Heels take control. Back up top to the blue line, and they can't keep it in. Looked like a little passive there on the blue line when they could have kept the puck in.
I think, Ethan, every game is determined by special teams in one way or another, and the more you just think about it, the more you look at it. NC State is just a team that has been weak on special teams for a while now, and it's going to really depend on players taking charge in practice to make sure that the drills that they do are going to be correspondent to their play on the ice.
Good play there from Mazikowski as Todd gets ready to come out of the box. Here come the Heels, one last rush. Todd's out of the box. Heels have the puck. And they'll look to set up. Centering pass blocked. Eric Webb, he had a huge game against the Heels back here in PNC Arena in November. No icing, excuse me. Heels send it up into the neutral zone. There's Baglio. He'll work into the zone. Sent in on net. Joey Hall made the save, didn't have the puck. Heels keep it in. Good first couple minutes for the Heels. Joey Hall kicks that one aside. Mazikowski gets hit, gets the puck out of the net. Here comes Banashevitz, 2-on-1 with Jimenez. Here he comes, and he fires. It's blocked. Went wide off the block. Mazikowski gets knocked down again. Actually, that's Chris Wing, excuse me.
Similar 2-on-1 to that one in the first period there for State.
Good defensive play there for the Heels, especially against Banashevitz. He had the 2-on-1 with Jimenez. Here he comes again, and he loses the puck on the shot. He'll get it back, though. Sends it up top. There's Wing. His shot well wide. Think he was looking for a tip. Todd went down. There's Koeklenberg. He'll send it on net. And Haruso makes the save.
That's the second time Sam Banashevitz took the shot instead of making the pass. And I think in that particular series of events, UNC is doing a great job tonight of limiting those top two forwards. So Sam really needs to stop trying to take the shot as much as he does need to get open for a better opportunity. Quick shots are great, of course, but they're not going to be the quality opportunities you need to try and tie up this game.
Looks like Gabe's had his number early.
Yeah, he has.
He's been playing square in front of him. I expect that they'll try to get him moving left and right more to try to get him out of position.
State keeps it in the zone off the draw. Opportunity, Haruso kicks it aside.
Another square save.
I'll tell you what, Banashevitz has been quiet for about 4 or 5 games now. But I have a feeling once he gets one, he's going to get 2, 3, 4 in a hurry. Heels get it out of the zone. Long pass up ahead. Here they come, 1-on-2. Glove save, Joey Hall. Jonah Graffius shot there. He has the second Tar Heels goal that gave them the lead in the first period.
I think one thing we got to pay attention to, Ethan, was that penalty kill that just happened. State now, I believe, is 3 for 4 on the night, 2 for 3 on the penalty kill. Nonetheless,
1 for 2, yeah. Another save, Joey Hall there.
It's been a great night for the penalty kills so far tonight, Ethan.
I might regret saying this, but the after the play activities have been kept to a minimum. Now I fully expect that. Now that I've said that, I fully expect that to pick up. We'll see what happens. Centering pass there goes wide. State tries to send it back down. Kept in. That was Rushford. Now he's playing the puck alongside Aney along the boards. State will get it. Rushford with a hit. Tar Heel player wasn't happy about that. I believe that was Baglio. State now behind the net. There's Alfonzetti. Jukes around a man, sends it back up top. Rushford, his shot is tipped wide, and it's on top of the net, behind the net. Heels get it back, and they'll get it out of the zone. There's Baglio. He can't get to the puck, though. Good play, Alfonzetti. Here comes Merchant the other way. Loses the puck. Looked like Rushford and Andrew Jordan were tangled up on the near side, out of the play. Nothing happens out of that. State trying to get it out of the zone. They've struggled doing it, and they struggled doing it again there, but Heels couldn't keep the puck, and Linzmeyer tips it out. Heels have it in the neutral zone. Now State has it. There's Merchant. He loses it. Heels have it back. Back and forth play last minute or so. Heels look to take control. Kristoff can't take it away. Here they come. Shot blocked. O'Rourke blocked that one with his body. Didn't know where it went. Heels have it back. There's Linzmeyer. He gets it out. Kristoff in pursuit. O'Rourke gets a stick on it. Actually, that's Merchant, excuse me. Merchant tips it ahead again. State looking to change. Johnson a little slow getting onto the ice. Here come the Heels in the neutral zone. They'll send it all the way back down. O'Rourke cuts it off. And he sends it back down. Heels take control. Tell you what, back and forth play for a minute or two here, guys.
Yeah, I think that it's been one of the most even patches of the game. I think it's really had big swings tonight. It's gone Heels' way for a while, then State's way. No one really able to break through. I think both teams are playing a bit more sound defense.
There's O'Rourke. He'll send it all the way back down. There's Webb. He'll find Johnston. He's got Dewey. Can't get it to him, though. He'll get to the puck first along the near boards. Dewey working hard. Johnston with a nice hit. Dewey takes it away. He gets knocked down. Johnson keeps the puck. No penalty. Looked like a clean hit to me. Pass along. There's Koeklenberg. Got it from Mazikowski. Blocked in front. Heels head the other way. Long pass. Not there for Andrew Jordan, I believe. State heads the other way. There's Mazikowski. Dewey got in his way. Mazikowski went down. Here come the Heels the other way. There's Annie. Behind the net, looking for help. Centering pass in front of the net, and they can't get a stick on it. Joey Hall was out of position, but State dodges a bullet. Heels take control back in their own defensive zone.
Absolutely incredible pressure there by UNC, and State just did not catch up with UNC speed right there.
Kick save, Joey Hall rebound. State couldn't get to it. Jimenez gets it to Banashevitz. Here he comes, and he jukes and he scores. Sam Banashevitz finally gets one, and State ties it up at 2.
Sam Banashevitz cannot be stopped, and as you said, Ethan, if he gets one, he's going to get a ton more. Sam Banashevitz, that is his first in over 3 games. He didn't score against Delaware, didn't score against Chapel Hill, didn't score in Charlotte. This is an incredible game for Sam Banashevitz. This is a critical goal going forward. What a beautiful play there by Luis Jimenez to fire that puck. Sam Banashevitz made sure he was still onside when that play happened, and a beautiful move to finish it off. Sam Banashevitz, the typical Sam Banashevitz fashion, Ethan.
He keeps the puck. I'm not exactly sure why he wants the puck, but
I think I know why, Ethan, because last time he told us, even though he has over 100 career goals, he was going to celebrate this next one like it was his 100th.
Maybe that's it. So he's going to keep the puck. I'll tell you what, State dodged a bullet on one end and went the other way. And Banashevitz on a breakaway. That's incredibly tough to stop. I'll tell you what, though, Trevor, as they announce it as his 100th goal, even though it's not, Luis Jimenez gets the assist, and maybe that's what State's top line needs to get going. But Trevor, I thought Haruso was going to make the save there for a minute. Did you?
I think it was. I thought he had the right play on it, but I see Sam Banashevitz coming down on a breakaway.
Yeah.
I don't have high hopes.
Yeah.
I think Gabe can bounce back here. I don't understand how you allow NC State's two arguably best offensive players to have that much space. They got to be better. They cannot allow their defensive line to drift that far forward. You cannot leave Gabe hanging out to dry like that.
Yeah, I agree. Not a good defensive play from the Heels, but it was so slow developing, I thought maybe Haruso had a chance. But Banashevitz just got it around his left pad.
I think one of the things to focus on more is the neutral zone collapse. Neutral zone play is something we don't talk about a lot, but it can be critical, as you saw right there. No one was covering Sam Banashevitz at the far side of the neutral zone. So that's something that UNC is going to have to look at going forward.
Yeah, definitely a lapse. Cannot leave those guys open on the offensive blue line there. Oh, my.
Puck takes a weird bounce, and Haruso covers up. Good thing he was paying attention there.
Absolutely. And that's the kind of goal that'll really frustrate you. If
Yeah.
you've been playing well all game and then there's a breakaway and then a puck that jumps up and over your shoulder. So again, as you said, he's paying attention. He's squared to it. It's all right.
And especially after the first goal he gave up when it went off his own guy's skate.
Sure.
I'll tell you what, that would have been really frustrating for Haruso. So he's given up 2 goals, but I think we can all agree he's been the Heels' best player, and there hasn't really been a whole lot he can do on those 2 goals.
Definitely. He's been strong, and in both those instances, defensive breakdowns, whether that's leaving someone wide open on the blue line or failing to get it out of the zone on a breakout. Just got to get that puck out of the zone. Can't have it in dangerous places like that.
And we talked about it before the game. State's going to want to get this game up into the 4 or 5 goal range, but the Heels need to keep it around 2-3 goals. We're already at 2 goals apiece. So the Heels are going to want to turn this into a defensive battle for the rest of the way. O'Rourke sends it on net, blocked in front, backhander just wide.
I think your point earlier about them, kind of opening up the floodgates, though, I expect to see a huge push from that Banashevitz line when it comes back out.
Beautiful positioning right there by Ryan Kinney on that last play. Great slot positioning. 3 guys were there to pick up a rebound. It was Kinney who got it. It sadly went wide, but that's the positioning State needs right now.
Tell you what, State will take that chance 10 times out of 10, especially from Ryan Kinney, just unable to put it home this time. Rushford back to get it behind his own net.
Jessie Aney also switched jerseys. I noticed that a bit earlier. She was wearing 10 in assistant captain jersey in the first period. She's now wearing her original number 8. So there's been some weird things going on.
Maybe a little gamesmanship.
Apparently, who knows?
Tell you what, puck's been taking some weird bounces. Took one there, almost got in the net. It got past Joey Hall, but it was wide.
Sure. Yeah, I think that the Heels really have to mount a comeback effort here. I think that State is going to be riding a lot of momentum. Going to look to see some offense here from them. Otherwise, it could be another State push.
Heels with control in the zone. There's Baglio, sends it on net. Kristoff tries to get there. Baglio there as well. Kristoff can't get control. Heels have it behind the net. Baglio along the far boards. Mazikowski takes it away. He'll look to head the other way. So keep an eye on that first line when they get back out there for the pack. There's Trevor Merchant, tries to go 1-on-3, unable to do so. Kept in momentarily by Mazikowski, and the Heels go back and get the puck. They send it all the way back down, and no icing. Joey Hall covers up. We're going to send it down to Megan Glova. Megan, who do you have?
Be able to pull it out and get another Wolfpack win, add it to the list of big wins for NC State.
Very nice. And do you two think that NC State is going to pull a win out on this one?
Oh, I think so.
Awesome. All right, back to you guys.
Thanks, Megan. A little bit of a technical difficulty there. We apologize for that. The face-off down in the Tar Heel end. They get out of there with it. 3-on-2 the other way. Here they come. Shot goes wide. Looked like somebody got a stick on it. State looks to head the other way. There's Dewey working hard. A physical match there. Both players go down, and we've got a penalty.
I think that's going to go against Nick Keith there. I think he was a bit late coming off the bench, and it looked like he was behind from the moment that State broke it out of their own zone, and then all of a sudden he's going for a penalty. You can't be taking penalties like that. It's a big opportunity for State. You see that top line coming out again with a full 2 minutes.
I don't even know what you would call that penalty. It looked like a roughing to me,
I think he called a
honestly.
holding. It was right in front of us by the board, so we couldn't really tell what was happening. To me, it honestly looked like it was a both-player kind of thing.
He kind of pinned him there, but it looked like Keith might have initiated, so that's what they had. I think that'd be tough to call him both ways. It looked like Keith got in his way there.
We'll see if State can get the power play going. Vanishevich just scored. Here's Mazikowski. His shot, and they scored. That was quick.
Didn't take long.
Nope, did not take long at all. Mazikowski's shot, it was deflected. Couldn't tell if it was a Heels player or a State player. Mazikowski went first, so I think it went off of a heel stick.
This is what I wanted to see all night, Ethan. This was an incredible, incredible job of one of my keys to the game. They practiced this. It was amazing. Great job by winning the draw by Eric Todd. Jimenez, great job setting up Cam Mazikowski, who went in for the shot. That play developed in under 10 seconds, Ethan. 10
Here
seconds.
comes Jimenez again, his shot. Good save from Haruso off the shoulder. Banishevitz sends it back down to Jimenez. First line's clicking again. Even though Mazikowski got the goal, he's a defenseman, not on the first line. Jimenez does get his second assist of the night, though. State's power play finally does something good. It had been a while. Here come the Heels 1-on-3.
Haruso had a nice save there on Jimenez coming in right after the power play. But after that goal on the power play just a moment ago, he was shaking his glove in frustration. It's exactly what I was mentioning earlier. He's got to keep continuing to play calm, and his defense has got to be better in front of him.
Well, another penalty. This one's going to go against the Pack.
And And see, that's the thing that the Heels have got to avoid. Now they're going to have one going from both sides, and that could have been a clear power play. It's just unnecessary.
In the biggest rivalry in college hockey, though, you do need to expect these tempers flaring. These are both very competitive teams. Not surprised to see Ellis Rusher go into the box there on a tripping call. Stick infractions have been a problem with them all season long, and now it's going to be a 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes.
I believe that was Jonah Griffiths, if I'm not mistaken. Trevor.
That was Ricky Chen, and it was hook, line, and sinker. It was too easy. It was a little bit of smack talk. You're going to get people chirping in any hockey game anywhere, and you just cannot let that get to your head. You're blowing a clear opportunity. Now down 1 goal, now completely against the momentum, and you've just completely squandered it. Heels have got to play better mentally.
Yeah, and I think losing the power play is a big thing.
Totally.
After giving up 2 goals. Would have been the Heels' 3rd power play of the game. They're already 1 for 2. And another thing, now it's 4-on-4. And in my opinion, 4-on-4 is going to favor State because they've got Jimenez and Banishevitz out there, and they've got more room to work. So we'll see what happens.
I don't think there's a single 2 for the Heels that match up against that top 2 for State, so I agree with you there.
Yeah, and especially with less guys, that shot goes all the way around. It's going to go all the way back down. The ref is down.
The ref just took a puck to the eye.
That's an unfortunate event right there. I hope the ref is okay.
Ref takes a knee down there. 7:56 to go.
I hope he's all right.
I didn't really see it hit him. Did you guys see it?
It looked like it skimmed. There was a puck that went errant over the top right of the goal. Looked like it skimmed him right underneath the mask. It looks like he's okay. I don't see any blood from here. Hopefully that's the case.
He was he blew the whistle, so obviously he's in decent enough shape to blow the whistle anyway.
I think it was one of the others. He went down to the ice pretty quickly.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard the whistle from him. Maybe not.
Looks like he's all right. They're talking to him there.
Both teams went over to check on him. And looks like he's going to be all right. Gets a nice applause from the crowd. One thing I wanted to mention earlier when we were talking about the crowd, a lot of times the Hurricanes don't exactly sell out PNC, but opposing team sometimes brings lots of fans. And one of the most interesting things to me is always the two teams competing. So you've got fans from, say, Buffalo, somewhere in Canada maybe, and they're competing with Hurricanes fans to see who can be louder doing the chants. And reminds me of the same thing happening here. It's fun in a game like this. When it's the Hurricanes, you definitely want your fans to be louder. But that was just something I noticed.
No, definitely a good mix. You do see that the Canes, riding some momentum. Hopefully, they're going to continue to do well. But that is the stereotype. There's loud Buffalo fans, loud Pittsburgh fans, loud Capitals fans.
Here comes Banishevitz, 2-on-1. Jimenez, he scores.
And what did we say? As soon as they have that first one, it's going right and the floodgates are open. The Heels cannot give those opportunities as Gabe Haruso, again, clearly frustrated now. He's played great all game, and now he's having opportunities in front of him. That cannot happen. Another 2-on-1, and they're just not going to keep missing them.
Nope. And nothing really the Heels can do about, Jimenez and Banishevitz struggles the last couple games, too. But I'll tell you what, when you've struggled for a couple games, that's really when it starts to sink in on you and puts the pressure on you to play better. And then when you get that first goal, it's kind of a relief and you get back to your own game.
Definitely.
And that's exactly what's happening to Jimenez and Banishevitz here.
Coming out like bats out of hell, I totally agree. I mean, they're coming out with fire. They have wanted those goals, as you've been mentioning. Now they've tasted blood. This Heels squad has to rebound. I said it a moment ago, going down 3-2. Heels are in a very, very dangerous spot here. They need to bounce back.
Yep. Banishevitz is going to get the assist, his second point of the night. He had a goal earlier. Jimenez with his third point of the night, his first goal, along with 2 assists. And like you said, Trevor, Heels need to bounce back in the final 7 minutes here as that shot is deflected wide. They responded earlier when State had a good 5-6 minute stretch and had a 1-goal lead. Heels bounced right back, so we'll see what happens the next 6 minutes. I think the next 6.5 minutes. Next 6.5 minutes are going to be big. Heels at least need to stay within 4-2. Another goal could be a tough one for the Heels to get back on. They've got a breakaway here. Joey Hall comes out to play the puck. State doesn't have any defense. Joey Hall sent it to the corner. The Heels sent it wide.
Just a really wasted opportunity there. He had 2 blue sweaters right out in front.
And they scored. Coming back in, that was Sizemore, I believe. And they scored. That was such an odd play.
That was weird. Huge bounce back from Sizemore. That's his kind of goal. Just throw it at the net, hope something good happens. Did it deflect or does it just beat him underneath the blocker?
It either deflected off Mazikowski or off of Hall.
Well, the Heels with 2 kind of errant passes there, and they're lucky enough that they were able to capitalize on that Sizemore shot. That's exactly what they needed. They can keep that momentum going. They need to remind their keeper, Haruso, we're really still behind you. We've got this. This game is within reach.
Big hit there from Ryan Linzmeyer. I'll tell you what, it was so odd. The Heels had three players with the puck, and State didn't have a defenseman back there. Puck goes out of play. That was one of the odder things I've
scored.
No, it's not. That was one of the odder plays I've ever seen.
Connect on that one.
Although it was a good play from Joey Hall to get the puck out of there. And then the Heels scored on the secondary rush, I guess you could call it.
There was really nowhere to go for him with it because, as you saw, it was a 3-on-0. I mean, there's nowhere you can send that puck.
Yeah, so he just sent it into the corner. And Heels were able to take advantage eventually. Odd play. Heels will take it. Hall makes the save on Baglio there. Sent in again. Joey Hall makes a glove save. That's exactly what the Heels needed. And I'll tell you what, you talked about pride and how big that was for the Heels. Well, they've been impressive with their pride tonight.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I've been very impressed with how they've bounced back in both those little early adversity situations. Going down 4-2, and quick goal right back. Game is anybody's.
State takes control. There's O'Rourke. He'll send it around to Rushford. He'll chip it up ahead to Merchant. 4-on-4 is over. I believe both teams scored on the 4-on-4. I couldn't remember if the Heels scored on the 4-on-4 or not. State definitely did. Another one sent on that. Joey Hall makes the glove save. 5:06 to go in this eventful second period. 4-3 Pack. Second line out there for State. Bieberdorf loses the draw. Kenny tries to get there, and he can't get to it. Looked like he lost his stick, and he did. State sends it ahead. There's Kenny just out of the reach of his stick. Haruso sends it to the corner.
I'm hoping to see more out of this line tonight. This Miller, Beeson, I guess, Jordan and Chen line. This has been a huge, for the last 2 years, line for the Heels. They need to get something going as Chen goes late deep there.
Bieberdorf has it now behind his own net. Heels take it, centering pass. Shot goes well high. Good opportunity there for the Heels. Bieberdorf has it again. He'll send it around. Alfonsetti wasn't paying attention. Heels have it now. Another glove save from Joey Hall. State needs to get him some help here, Zach. Couple defensive lapses. Joey Hall made a couple of nice saves here to keep State in the lead. It's been a fun second period here, guys. 4:18 to go.
Absolutely. Plenty of action in this one.
Another one sent on that. Another pad save from Joey Hall. Heels keep it in. State scored 3 quick goals, and now they've kind of lost control of the game. Giving up a quick goal, and now they can't get the puck out of the zone. They finally do. Here comes Dewey the other way. He'll work his shot. Glove save, Haruso.
Both goalies flashing a lot of leather tonight. They've been real strong on that glove side. Nothing's getting by top side. It's been a lot of dirty goals, deflections, plays out in front, cleaning up rebounds. It's been good hockey.
3:57 to go. State 1 for 3 on the power play. Heels 1 for 2. Zach, one of your keys was to stay out of the penalty box for the Pack, and they've done a good job of that. Don't want to speak too soon, though. Still 3 minutes left in the second period. Heels have the puck in the offensive zone, but they can't keep it in. Goes all the way down. Dewey put in some pressure on there. Can't get there. And they'll get it out into the neutral zone. State forces a turnover. Goes all the way back in, down to the left of Haruso. Webb in pursuit. Nice hit there from Eric Webb. Heels take control anyway. 2-on-3. They lose the puck. And it goes all the way back down to the goal line. Mazikowski has it. Sends it around to Mann. Annie in pursuit. She gets knocked down. Mazikowski playing physical. Heels keep it in the zone, though. Opportunity for the Pack here. Here comes Banashevitz and Jimenez again. He tried to juke around a man. Couldn't. Jimenez kicks it to himself to keep it in the zone. Working. Finds Banashevitz. Heels knew where he was. Good defensive play there. Heels come the other way now. 1-on-2 goes down, and no penalty. I don't believe.
Looked like he got just enough body, but yeah, it looked like it was coming in sideways on Baglio there.
Could have been a penalty. It's not. Here comes Banashevitz, tries to juke around a man, can't. In front of the net, they scored again.
Banashevitz to Jimenez.
Yep.
Have I heard that before? Does that sound familiar to y'all?
Usually it's the other way around. Usually it's Jimenez to Banashevitz, but
Well, what a great outlet pass there from Banashevitz and to Jimenez. Jimenez right there in the slot. There's nothing that Gabe Haruso is going to do about that, as he's clearly frustrated, now down again 2 goals.
Well, he's needed some help defensively, and he hasn't really gotten it. I'll tell you what, though, Luis Jimenez with his 4th point of the night. Him and Banashevitz have just been phenomenal, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I knew that once they got one, they'd get a bunch. Banashevitz got the first one.
Well, and absolutely, if you absolutely are right, and you need to play harder if you're the heels against that line, as they give another opportunity up.
And good save from Haruso.
Haruso's swatting that puck away. He's got to be frustrated with his defense as they give up opportunity to this potent first line for the
Here they
state.
come again, backhander. Good save from Haruso. I'll tell you what, they're cooking right now.
Gabe Haruso pleading, imploring for his defense to give him some more support in front of him here.
Zach, we've been talking about it. Jimenez and Banashevitz finally got going. What does this mean for the state team going forward tonight and into the final stretch of the season?
Good momentum they're creating so far here, Ethan.
State wins the zone. Rushford sends it on net. Tipped wide. Puck sent into the bench, 1:41 to go. State with 4 goals in the period. I'll tell you what, if you're the Heels, looking at where you were 5 minutes ago, Trevor, do you take, say we head into the intermission with this same 5-3 score, do you think the Heels are happy with that, considering where they were 5 minutes ago? Another shot wide, and that one went off the post.
Well, if they manage not to give up another one here, I think they've got to be more upset at 5-3 than they were at 4-2.
Right.
Because there's a lot more clock. There's still that burst of energy, and then of course they did put that comeback goal in. Now they're back to square one with a hard 2-goal deficit. Joey Hall's been playing a very solid game tonight, and Haruso has 2, and yet they still find themselves down 2. The Seals team, I gotta imagine, is going into the locker room frustrated, and principally among them's got to be Gabe Haruso. He's played a great game and has gotten no help at a lot of times.
Opportunity here for the Heels. Puck gets knocked down. I'll tell you what, Trevor, it's odd to say that a goaltender gives up 5 goals in 2 periods and they're playing well.
And he's playing well, exactly.
But I'll tell you what, you say it in this period, or in this league, as the Heels have an opportunity. Good save from Joey Hall. Mistake there from the Pack. State's got to cut down on those in the 3rd period. But he really has played well. Here comes State the other way. Rushford. Haruso tips that one. Opportunity for the Pack in front of the net.
You got to give credit to the Pack, though. I mean, they've just peppered him with shots all night. They had some early puck luck, as well as some early issues, as well as connectivity. As far as connectivity between Banashevitz and Jimenez, they didn't quite seem in sync necessarily on the 2-on-1, but they continue to put shots on. Alfonzetti, Wing, Kenny, they all continue to put shots on goal, and ultimately it's paid off for them. They've gotten goals from a lot of different places.
Jimenez, Banashevitz, and Todd back out there, looking for their 5th goal of the period. State wins the face-off. Heels try to get it out, but they can't. Hudson, his shot goes well wide. State looked like they kind of went for the jugular there, putting Jimenez and Banashevitz back out there with 40 seconds to go. Nothing doing so far. 20 seconds to go. Here come the Heels. Tipped ahead. State has it in the neutral zone. Up ahead, Banashevitz. He can't get control of it. Heels just trying to really get to the intermission here, it looks like, as they send that one out of play.
Heels team looks tired.
Yeah, they do.
Heels team looks tired and not all that convinced that they've got a stake left in this game. Of course they do. They've got plenty of time, but they have got to come back with some more energy.
Big round of applause. A little kid, maybe 4 or 5 years old, got the puck. Always good to see that. Period's going to come to an end here, Zach. One thing on that play that we've talked about recently, sending the puck out of play is not a penalty in the defensive zone. That's something that we learned last week, so the Heels were able to do that. with no penalty there. Zach, your thoughts on the second period for the Pack?
I think it was a decent second period there, Ethan. I think that NC State took advantage, and they really did a strong job. I mean, they scored 4 goals in that period. You can't really fight against that, and I think that Sam Benishevitz found his groove very quickly along with Luis Jimenez. That line is reconnected, and it's just going to be a strong game from here on out.
Trevor, quick thoughts on the Heels from the second period.
Frankly, as bad as a period as you could hope for, or if you're a State fan, as expect as far as the one side of things. On the other side, though, I think that they've just got to be better in front of Gabe Haruso.
Yeah.
They could not have played worse defensively at times.
I agree. And one last thing before we go to break. If you're going to give up opportunities, it can't be to Jimenez and Banishevitz. It just can't.
Absolutely. They're
Anyway,
too talented.
Yep, 5-3 NC State after 2 periods. We'll be back with our second intermission. NC State leading the Tar Heels 5-3 here on.
What a great Monday night for hockey here. Zach Saleh alongside assistant coach Jeff Wing for the prototypical second period intermission report. Coach Wing, how are you recovering from that road trip?
We're doing okay. We didn't recover in the first period. We seemed to recover. We take the second period to recover, though, but that seemed a little better.
Something I talked about with Coach Gazillo recently in a recent episode of Over the Boards was the concept of flat starts. Your team tonight did get off to a little bit of a quick jump tonight. You did get the first goal of the game, but after that, it regressed. UNC ended up getting those 2 goals in that period. So, Coach, thinking about this last week in practice, what did you talk about with your team concerning about your starts to each game?
You know, it's all mental, right? We go through all the X's and O's, but really you have to just get up for the game. A lot of that is, their mental and physical preparation. We try to get them pumped up right before the period. Actually, we played well in the offensive zone. We just played poor in the defensive zone. We try to clean that up in between periods.
Neutral zone game tonight has been pretty strong for your team as well, but the thing is, in that second period, your team took advantage. 4 goals in that period, an absolute blowout. Talk about what went right for your team.
I think we cleaned up our end. If you look, a lot of those goals initiated from breakouts out of our end. So I think once we cleaned up our end and we're able to break out, good things happen because then you go the rest of the end down to the ice and get some good. It wasn't even just shots; it was good setups and shots. So it was good.
I don't even think that UNC was expecting to see Sam Benishevitz at that top blue line, getting ready to receive that pass off the breakout. There was no one there covering him. But tonight, Coach, the story of tonight has been the dynamic duo is back at it again. How did they find their stride from your perspective from the bench?
I think both of them have a lot of pride, and they didn't feel good about their games last weekend. Sam was sick. They just felt like they weren't really playing as well as they could. So I think this is a pride game for them, and you can see what happened in the second period. So they really stepped up.
The roaring crowd environment, of course, it's a big game for a lot of reasons, raising awareness for collegiate hockey. Your thoughts on the game so far and why this is such an important game for the team as a whole, not just as points on the standings?
I think it's important for us because we're trying to get the number 1 in our division, which will seed us in the tournament. But as you said, for local hockey, I don't know how many people here. It looks like maybe 6,000 people. I don't know what the count is, but it's great to see all the youth kids out here, all the growth in the game. That's the most exciting thing for us to see the band here. It's a real lot of enthusiasm for hockey in Raleigh.
Joey Hall not looking too bad tonight, of course. Your thoughts on Joey Hall tonight so far?
Yeah, it looks good. I think he's made a couple of good glove saves. Hasn't really been tested with them really hard shots, but I think he's been doing great.
Finally, Coach, your adjustments for the third period, what are they?
I think, honestly, keep doing what we did in the second. Most of our adjustments came between first and second. I think we stepped up and did clean up our zone. So I think right now, just keep doing what we're doing right now, and we'll be fine.
All right, Coach, and that's going to be the story of this game. Keep on keeping on. Now we're going to get back, and let's do that hockey. Zach Saleh for PackTV will be right back for the third period.
At Sims Jones 71. Now that Sam has broken his scoreless streak, how do you think he will be the rest of the game?
I think he's going to be outstanding here, Megan, going into the rest of this game. He's found his stride, and Sam Benishevitz has a consistency thing, and he likes to be consistent, get a lot of goals going forward here. He's going to find Jimenez, going to find Eric Todd, going to find whoever he's matched with. So Sam, now that he's broken that scoreless streak, I think he's going to be on fire.
All right, go Sam and go Pack.
Tar Heels taking the ice for the third period. Pack already out there. Trevor didn't get a chance to talk to during the break. What adjustments do the Heels need during the third period?
I think they need to have a continued focus on offense, an offense that builds through strong breakouts from the defensive end. They've had defensive lapses that have cost them all night. Specifically, though, on offense, we've got to see more from the Ricky Chen, Beeson, and Andrew Jordan line. That's been one of their biggest lines all year. They have some of their best offensive talent on that line. We need to see more from them. However, we're going to continue to see physical play from guys like Ben Sizemore, who has seen it pay off with 2 goals here tonight.
Zach, 2-goal lead here for the Pack. What do they need to do to hang on or really even build this lead?
They're going to have to keep on keeping on, Ethan, and I'm liking the dynamic duo is back at it again, but it looks like they're starting off the third period with this third line, and I've been really liking the depth here again tonight. All the lines have been looking solid, not getting any points on the stat sheet, but in the end, they're playing a great game. Andrew Kristoff, my player to watch for tonight, has had a few good looks so far, and I just think that going forward, the momentum is going to be critical, and Joey Hall needs to keep on standing tall.
State's got 4 guys on the ice right now, so they're going to need a 5th. Right? Am I seeing that correctly? Oh, there's the 5th. Never mind. Kokenberg back there talking to Joey Hall. Pat going from right to left. Heels from left to right. In the third period, State leads 5-3. Here we go. Heels win the faceoff. They'll take control in the neutral zone, send it all the way around. There's Cam Mazikowski. Jukes around a man. There finds Merchant up ahead. His shot goes wide. Linz Meyer gets there first. Once again, you're hearing a new voice tonight, Trevor Linzmeyer, who is indeed the brother, and apparently the better-looking brother, with Ryan Linzmeyer for the Wolfpack, and Ryan does indeed have a goal tonight. He scored the first one for the Pack. Thrilled to have Trevor join us for the broadcast to get a much better idea of the Carolina team.
I'm thrilled to be here. So glad that PackTV is here to have me, and honestly just thrilled to be here back in PNC. So thanks to the Canes and thanks to the arena. Thanks to everybody for coming out. It's been another great backyard brawl. Hopefully the Heels can get some offense here.
Yeah, certainly, and it's been another good game, which has been the case the last 2 times that we've seen this one. Heels working in the offensive zone now. Hudson trying to take control of the puck. Banishevitz down there. He knocks a man down. There's Eric Todd. Battle along the boards now. State gets it out of there into the neutral zone. Heels will take control. 18:30 to go in this one. State intercepts the pass. Heels keep it in the zone, though. Momentarily, here comes Jimenez the other way. One-on-one, here he comes. He's got Banishevitz, works around a man. Jimenez sends it wide, looking for the hat trick.
Beautiful move.
Wasn't sure if Haruso got a glove on that one, or a part of that one anyway. State keeps it in. There's the Heels now, sending it long pass up ahead. They send it in. Behind the zone, Joey Hall's going to cover up. Zach, State struggled with defensive lapses and staying out of the penalty box all year. How important is that in the third period as they hang on to a 2-goal lead?
2-goal leads are the worst lead to have in hockey, and I think Trevor can attest to this as well. It's a common fact that 2-goal leads are just very detrimental to have, and if State doesn't do well capitalizing tonight, it's going to be more difficult going forward.
Opportunity for the Heels. Good glove save.
Yeah,
Joey Hall.
Absolutely. I think that they can get some momentum off the 1 goal. I think that this game is far from over. There's plenty of clock left. But the Heels really got to bring it to State here. They've really got to put the offensive pressure on.
Yeah, they've got to be the aggressor here. Kenny flips it out of the zone. State will take control now. There's Alfonzetti. His shot, good glove saved by Haruso. And we talked about it. In this league, it is possible to give up 5 goals in 2 periods and be playing really well, and that's exactly what the case with Gabe Haruso. State's put a lot of pucks on net, had some good opportunities, and Haruso's just been hung out to dry.
Sure. Yeah, I think that the defense at times for Carolina tonight has left a lot to be expected. The team's got to be better in front of their keeper.
Certainly, and Zach, we've seen Jimenez as that shot gets tipped into the corner. Zach, we've seen Jimenez and Banashevitz really struggle the last couple games. And opportunity there, centering pass deflected. State tries to get out of the zone, and they do eventually. Here comes Kenny working around a man, gets knocked off the puck. Zach, we saw them get going, finally. Do you think, what was it that allowed them to get going? Was it just they had better chances, or they just finally found the back of the net?
I think it's for the fact that they finally started simplifying their game down, and they just started to set up in the way that NC State steps up. It wasn't sort of any miraculous clicking moment that happened. It was just a matter of they finally knew where they were on the ice, and they stopped playing fancy, and they started playing good positional sound hockey.
Not much go in the first 3.5 minutes here. Dewey finds Johnston up ahead. He'll work into the corner. Tries to backhand it, nobody there. Heels will take it away. They've only got 4 guys on the ice there. Somebody walked off frustrated. Not sure what's up with that. Heels finally get their 5th man as Rushford lays a big hit. Heels come away with the puck though, and they send it wide. They take it away again. Jukes around a man, centering pass, they scored.
That was a beautiful move there by Jordan.
15:57 to go.
Ellis Rushford was too concerned about finishing his check right there. Totally worked around there by the UNC player. Scored again by Richard Chen. That was a beautiful goal right there. Ellis Rushford was getting into some tempers right there, and that was just a bad goal to let in and a bad defensive lapse.
That's exactly the line that the Heels need to see continued production from. They've been quiet tonight, but that duo there of Ricky Chen and Andrew Jordan has got to continue to put up numbers there for the Heels.
Chen, as you mentioned, his 8th goal of the year. 2nd leading scorer on the team as we have an icing. I'll tell you what, I was confused on that stretch, guys, that couple minutes there. There were more like 30 seconds. Heels had 4 guys on the ice for an extended period of time. They couldn't figure out what was going on, but they sent the puck in, and they were able to get a goal.
It looked like someone went off a little shaken up, or as you said, frustrated or hurt, something.
Yeah, they did go off the bench. State's going to have a power play here, or State's going to have a penalty kill. Excuse me, and we're going to go to Megan real quick. Megan, you've got a question for us.
All right, so next question from Twitter. UNC has scored the last 2 goals. How do you think the momentum has changed?
How has the momentum changed after those goals, guys?
I think that you're really focusing on that last goal there. I think that going into this period, it still looked like the game was completely in State's control. I think that's been shaken up at this point. The Heels really have an opportunity here on the power play after a penalty there by Meyer.
Zach, your thoughts on the momentum as the Heels start this power play?
I think that the momentum has shifted back because that was a bad goal to let in, and especially the way it was scored. That was just a bad defensive lapse, and there's no other way around it, so the Heels have picked the momentum back.
Meyer sits for the Pack. And it's a 1-goal game. I'll tell you what, the Heels haven't gone away. State's had a couple chances to break this one open, and they haven't been able to do it. And now the Heels have a chance to tie it up. Sent on net, tipped wide, and Mazikowski sends it down.
Good slot positioning there by Cam Mazikowski. Great job of him deflecting that pass and making sure there was no slot chance right there. So good job by the NC State defense.
Now, early in the night, y'all both mentioned the importance of staying out of the box. That's been the story all night. One team takes a bad penalty, other team comes down and scores on the extra man advantage.
Yep, it sure has. And this is State's 4th penalty, Heels' 3rd power play. But tell you what, 4 penalties, I guess, has been a huge improvement for the Pack, Zach. Heels come the other way. 55 seconds to go, 14-22 in the game. Heels look to set it up. Kristoff trying to make a play on the puck, get it out of the zone, but he can't. And it'll send on net, deflected high into the corner. State tries to get it out, and they can't. Wing intercepts the shot and sends it down. 30 seconds to go.
Great clear by the Poole College of Management senior Chris Wing. What an amazing job by him. And actually what I found out recently was that Chris Wing is actually a member of one of the leadership groups at Poole College for the Global Corps, for overseas study abroad and things like that. So props to him.
Dangerous puck there for the Heels. Banashevitz gets out of the net, out of the zone with it. 5 seconds to go on Linzmeyer. Penalty, and that'll do it as State has it behind the zone. They're going to go for the long pass. They can't get it, though. Banashevitz and Jimenez were cherry picking, looking for an opportunity. They couldn't do it. 13-18 to go. Wing intercepts the clear there and sends it all the way back down. Jimenez in pursuit. He's going to get to the puck first. Sends it in looking for Todd. And there's Annie for the Heels. She'll head the other way. Tries to get out of the zone, eventually does. The Heels come the other way, 2-on-3. Works around Rushford behind the net. Rushford almost had a trip there. Loose puck in front of the net. State gets to it first. Banashevitz gets it out of the zone. Here comes Jimenez. Banashevitz into the offensive zone. Banashevitz loses the puck. Tell you what, Heels have, they've been paying attention to where Jimenez and Banashevitz have been here to start the third period, and that's a good thing because they lost track of them in the second period.
I think UNC has done a good job of controlling NC State so far. It's very clear that Tar Heels had the advantage. There's been no really good looks from State so far this period, and that's going to be huge going into the final 10 minutes when it's really going to matter. UNC is down by a goal here, and State's really looking to really gain and clinch that Carolina division spot.
Yeah, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Trevor.
Well, to the point about puck possession, as you just mentioned, I think that the Heels have done that better than they have at a lot of points this game in this third period. Jessie Aney's had a lot of good, crisp passes. She hasn't found herself on the scoreboard, but that's one of the things I've been most impressed with her this year. She's a very confident passer. She's a very competent passer. And she's always putting it in the right place.
Kinney takes a spill there. And you talk about Jessie Aney there, Trevor. And actually, opportunity here for the Heels. Breakaway, trying to tie this one up. Jukes around Hall. They lose the puck. Hall runs into the net. And we've got a stoppage.
Great defense there on the back check to not take a penalty, but to prevent Ricky Chen from getting a good look on Joey Hall.
Yeah, good defensive play there for State. They dodge a bullet again.
Not happy with what Ellis Rushford did right there. It looks like he mishandled the puck or something, but he just let that breakaway go right in right there. That's just something he needs to watch.
He made the defensive play, though. He made up for it. Talking about Jessie Aney, though, you may think, you know, having a girl on the team is obviously not something that most teams have. But I'll tell you what, she's a good player.
Absolutely. No, she is. There's no mistaking Jessie Aney for anyone else out there. She is one of the best players on the team, one of the most confident on her skates, one of the hardest to knock down. She's not to be trifled with. She's a great hockey player.
And you may think she's a liability. She's not at all. She's one of the better players. And she makes the team better, which is really what's most important.
I totally agree. She's been one of the best new additions this year. She has been able to step up and play an offensive role, but she's also very sound defensively. She's a very smart hockey player.
Heels get it out of the zone. And looks like no icing. Good hustle there from the Heels. Could have been icing. Almost halfway through this third period. Dewey gets it out of the zone, sends it all the way back down. No icing. Puck was tipped.
Okay.
Heels in the zone, in the neutral zone now. 10:24 to go. Here comes Webb working hard. Heels take control. State's offsides. They'll have to check up. Johnson makes a play. Puck on the far boards. He gets tangled up. Still tries to get control of the puck. Had it for a second. Lost it. State keeps it in. There's Kokenberg. His shot is blocked out. And we're going to have a race to the puck. Mazikowski's going to win this one. He gets it out of the zone. Sends it all the way back down. No icing again. Play continues. There's Dewey. 9:55 to go. Battle along the boards. Dewey working hard. 1-on-2 now. Pass in front. Johnston. And good save from Haruso. Crowd starting to pick up here. 9:40 to go in this third period. Heels now behind the state net. Puck comes out. Merchant has it. Tipped up ahead. There's Linz Meyer. He can't keep control of the puck, so the Heels will send it back in. And they'll take control. Koeklenberg misses the check. Centering pass intercepted by Mazikowski. Good play there. State heads the other way. Here's Linsmeyer. Has Merchant with him. Linsmeyer fires. Good save by Haruso. We're going to send it down to Megan Glova. Megan, who do you have?
All right, so clearly the game has picked up for UNC a little bit. Do you think State still has a chance at winning?
Absolutely.
Of course. We'll always pull through.
Any words of motivation for the team right now?
Kevin Keats is a winner. Go Pack.
Go Pack.
Kevin Keats is always a winner. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you, Megan. Heels have it in their own defensive zone, struggling to get it out. Merchant takes it away. He'll find Hudson. His shot. Good save by Haruso. Wing has it now, back down to Merchant. And Heels will flip it out of the zone. They can't get it out. Actually, Merchant gets it. He'll find Kristoff working behind the net. Works around. Sends it back behind him. Merchant has it. Linsmeyer set up in front of the net. Merchant can't get it to him. Kristoff has it now. Back up top, Hudson. Kristoff sends it back underneath. Pass in front. Haruso covers up.
I really saw what they were trying to do there, Ethan. That was a beautiful job working down low in the boards, trying to get that puck up to the slot. The puck didn't get where it needed to be, and all in all, it was a great play, but not a great finish. And I got to say, Ethan, if the Ice Pack can pull off the win tonight, Coach Gazzillo should follow protocol and take the whole team out for ice cream.
That's become a thing with the NC State men's basketball team.
Oh, sure enough.
In case you were wondering where that came from, after a road win, Kevin Keats, who is a self-professed winner, I'll tell you what, though, he's not wrong.
That guy should just go back to UNCW. That's my opinion on the matter. He should just, he should go back to UNCW.
We like him just fine here at NC State. 8 minutes to go in the third period here. Heels headed the other way. Big hit. Jimenez. They've got Banishevitz looking long. He gets a stick on it. Here he comes. Banishevitz jukes. He lost the puck. Sends it back in front. Jimenez looking for the hat trick.
Haruso without a stick.
And Hudson sent it high. Haruso doesn't have a stick. Banishevitz another one. Haruso trying to cover up, and he does. What a series of events there. I'll tell you what, the way this night's gone for Jimenez and Banishevitz, it's pretty surprising they didn't find the back of the net on that one.
Banishevitz's want to score is higher right now than his want to make a good, smart play, as you saw right there. Luis Jimenez was charging in. It was a 2-on-0 breakaway, but Banishevitz did go for the shot. I thought it was a little bit of a risky play to make because I think there would have been a better scoring opportunity if he made the pass to Luis, but he didn't in the end, and now we're having face-off in the UNC end.
Hudson had a, for all intents and purposes, really a wide open net on the backhand. He just sent it high. Bullet dodge there for the Heels, Trevor.
Absolutely. I think that, again, coming down, as I said earlier, you see Banishevitz steaming in, and you start to get nervous. I think that was a real composed play there by Gabe Haruso. Even though he lost his stick, I think that bringing that poke check out hard might have psyched Banishevitz out just enough that he gave him a little bit of an edge there. So well played. And again, he's continued to stand tall even after letting up several goals there in the second period. This Heels team's been a bit better in front of him in the third, I think.
Yeah, we've seen this state team can have some big offensive games. And if it wasn't for Gabe Haruso, this game would be out of hand right now.
Easily could be 8.
Yep. Even though he's given up 5 goals, he's arguably been the Heels' best player. Got to give credit to Sizemore as well. 2 goals on the night.
Ricky Chen as well has had a pretty good game as well.
Definitely that line, again, as I said earlier, was a bit quiet coming into the third. They've made their presence known. They're needing to be that spark plug, Chen and Jordan both, if this Heels team is going to complete the comeback here.
Jimenez has the puck in his own defensive zone. Loses it. He'll send it in. There's Hudson. Hudson will have the look for the long pass to Jimenez. Couldn't get it to him. Has it to Todd instead. He'll get it to Jimenez. Here comes State 3-on-2. Banashevitz winds up, fires. Deflected.
That was a wrister and a half there.
Yeah. Didn't save any. Didn't save any effort for the next one. Here comes State again, trying to get it out of the defensive zone, but can't.
Sam's last several scoring efforts have been off the mark, so he needs to stop shooting and start passing.
Opportunity there, and they scored. They tied it up. Pass in front of the net, and it got backhanded in. I believe, Trevor, who was that? Peter Kelly?
I think it was Peter Kelly, yeah, and it's a big goal for him. His first opportunity to score in a game like this, and he comes out and he puts a big opportunity to tie this one up for the graduate student there.
But also,
go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, but also, Ethan, what we got to talk about, like I said earlier, 2-goal lead is the worst to have in hockey, because here we are going to the final 5 minutes of the third period, and we're tied up at 5, so something to pay attention to.
All momentum now for Carolina as Joe Baglio comes in on that fork check.
And State missed the opportunity with Banashevitz and Jimenez.
Little plays like that from Jessie Aney are so great. She didn't do much, but she had a little defensive play that made it a turnover for the Heels.
Here comes Chapel Hill again. Baglio has his shot blocked. Alfonsetti working. Nice move. He's got an opportunity now. Player goes down in front of him. Centering pass. Open in front of the net. The Heels get it out of there. And they come the other way. Here's Aney working, juking, and Bieberdorf takes it away. Aney gets it back,
That was a move.
Pass in front. Opportunity, centering pass intercepted. O'Rourke with a big play there. Bieberdorf in the play now. O'Rourke gets taken down, and no penalty. The natives are not pleased with that one. Here comes Bieberdorf the other way. He's got Kenny to his right. He'll leave it for him. Pass looking for Bieberdorf. Couldn't get it to him. And it's sent out of play.
You know, Ethan, I want to go back to the move that Jessie Aney just made. That's a move that you would see in an NHL All-Star game just about. She used the blade of her stick to kind of just move the puck around on the ice. With it on the top of the puck, I just thought that was funny. That was an incredible move right there, trying to show off against Ellis Rochford. Great job right there. Going into the final 5 minutes, UNC needs the life, and she's bringing it.
I'd like to say that the move worked, but it was fun to watch at the very least. But absolutely, she's playing well defensively. She is making good plays, and she's turning that puck from the defensive side to the offensive.
Something's going on in the crowd behind Joey Hall.
It looks like an altercation between this State pocket and these Heels pocket. They brotherly love over there.
I would say it was the guy with the luscious locks over there, the guy in the red shirt and a red hat. Beautiful mane of hair he has going on over there. Was whipping it back and forth. I love hair.
Yeah, I know. You talk about it a lot. 5 minutes to go. Mazikowski tries to take the puck away. He gets it. And Johnson up top. He'll send it in on net. Tipped wide by Dewey. Mazikowski has to come off the ice. And we're going to have another penalty. There's Webb with the big hit after the play. Now we're going to have a fight, 1-on-3.
The crowd goes to their feet, and this is why everyone wants to be here tonight. And Eric Webb lands a sucker punch. This is boxing, Ethan, not hockey. Unbelievable fight that's going on right now. This is why this is the greatest rivalry in college hockey. This is just a great, charismatic fight going on right now. Probably the wrong time to do it, but nonetheless.
I think they're going to send Nick Keith.
Yeah, they are. Webb goes to the box.
Oh, my. Nick Keith just threw his stick into the banister over there. Lord almighty.
Webb's getting sent off, too, now. I'll tell you what, maybe this is just me being biased, but to me it looked like Webb didn't know the whistle was being blown, and he couldn't stop himself. Trevor, you may disagree.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. I didn't see it enough. It looked like Webb's hit was late either way. But again, you know, it's that is one thing, but then coming in there with the fists afterwards going to get them both kicked out.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that. my point is, to me, it just looked like it was a late hit. You're right. It just looked like he didn't know the whistle was being blown, so he couldn't stop himself.
Well, right, because it's possession would have been the call. Yeah,
Right.
I agree with that. That's a good point, because I think it was Keith who was possessing the puck that led to the whistle anyway, so that is a good point.
We actually got a replay right here.
Yeah, there you go. You can't even blame Webb for that, because that's Keith making a play on the puck. The puck's live until he touches it, so
not only
he gave it to him, but
not only that, but it was a clean hit as well along the boards.
My guess is Webb is getting sent off for the punch, would be my guess.
Right. Keith kind of gives him one there.
Ooh.
He gives him another there.
Crowd loves it, Ethan.
Yeah, they do. So we'll see what comes of this. The crowd's certainly back into it. 5-5 game, 4:43 left to go.
The Weber man himself posted this morning one of his weather updates for today, cold and rainy Monday. He provides a lot of insight to North Carolina weather, and it's really, really good. Sam Banashevitz just waved a 4 at the bench. There may be a 4-minute double minor. Not entirely sure what he was doing there, but that's what I'm assuming there, Ethan. I mean, I wouldn't see why that would be a 4-minute double minor. If anything, that would be a game misconduct for unsportsmanlike conduct, because it was after the whistle.
He's explaining it to Mike Gazzillo right now. So we'll see what happens. Refs are still discussing with Ben Sizemore and Justin McGinn. Is that correct, Trevor?
It is, yeah. And I've got to wonder what the explanation is. Still nobody in the penalty box.
Yeah.
They might call, I guess, coincidental majors, give them both the 5 in the game. This is very odd.
State's got 5 guys on the ice.
I think they might give them both 5 in the game and just run it as coincidental majors. And
that's what it looks like.
But typically they'd run that 4-on-4 for 5 minutes.
Both teams are doing fairly well tonight in the goal department. Actually, we do have a little bit of access to the shot count. I just saw that State has officially recorded 26 shots and UNC has 21 shots tonight. And that's a lot less than we've... It's been that way all night. Definitely, though, Ethan, talking about shots and things like that, it's very important to look at the opportunities that each team's make high quality. And after that sort of play, after that fight, there's going to be a lot of optimism and charismatic opportunities to really try and boost forward a good offensive effort based off that energy.
So Anthony Dabness is going to serve a penalty for the Heels. So it'll be 5-on-4. Once again, we don't have an explanation. We'll look to get one after the game.
I think it's just going to be the initial Heels penalty that was called and then offsetting from there.
Yep, I agree. Big penalty kill for the Heels.
Absolutely. Without Nick Keith, one of their better defensive defensemen.
We're going to get an explanation here. So they are both out of the game. It was initially an interference call on Keith. A shot there off the post from Banashevitz. So both are gone for the game. Webb and Keith.
Great pass by Eric Todd. Great pass back to Banashevitz.
Pass across. Mazikowski can't get it. Centering pass across. Heels try to get it out. They can't. Banashevitz finds Jimenez. He scores! Hat trick for Luis Jimenez. State takes a 6-5 lead.
What a great passing job on that power play, Ethan. Unbelievable job. Again, the dominating duo just finds a way. Luis Jimenez finds a way to get it glove side high. There's a hat on the ice now, Ethan. This is a great night for NC State hockey. Up 6-5 on a weak special teams. So much improvement since last weekend, Ethan. This has just been a great game.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Luis Jimenez has always been more of a distributor. He's almost like a point guard on the basketball court. Tonight he's got 3 goals, and I'll tell you what, he can score. It's not that he can't. He absolutely can. 3 goals tonight. State has a 6-5 lead. And the State power play, which was, to put it nicely, abysmal last weekend. 2 goals for State today. And that's been huge. Joey Hall makes the save there and covers up.
I gotta say, both teams are making us sound smart because the keys that we've mentioned all game have continued time and time again to be the most important thing. Special teams play has been absolutely influential on this game. And yet another Heels attempt to get the puck out of the zone in their defensive end on the penalty kill. Fails, stopped at the blue line. The State defense is too good. They'll move it back to Banashevitz and Jimenez, and they're going to score almost every time. So kudos to the State power play working through some of their struggles last weekend. They have done nothing but click as Banashevitz almost takes another one there.
Long pass Jimenez to Banashevitz just out of his reach, trying to stay on sides, but he couldn't get the puck. I'll tell you what, we see that long pass plenty and almost connected there again. Todd now with it, working. Banashevitz comes on the ice. There's Trevor. He goes down, or Ryan Linzmeyer, excuse me. Trevor's up here with us. Linzmeyer gets it. Jimenez jukes around again, still holding onto the puck. 3 minutes to go, third period. Centering pass, Todd, and he can't get it. Pass in front. There's Linzmeyer again. Good save, Haruso. Heels will take control. 2:45 to go. Another minute and a half or so before they start to think about pulling Haruso to get an extra man out there. Wing goes down into the boards.
Heels avoid a penalty there.
Hall covers up. I'll tell you what, State's got to be really disciplined right now, not give the Heels a power play.
Well, in Baglio there, you know, he's forechecking, and I don't think he got enough of the State defenseman to constitute a penalty, and apparently the refs agreed since they didn't give him one. But, you know, it's too risky of a play there. Just go in, play hard. If you take a penalty at this point, all of a sudden you're getting that extra man with 30 seconds left, and it's basically game over. That's happened to the Heels in prior instances at the Backyard Brawl. Can't happen here.
Extra puck on the ice. 2:32 to go. State looking to hold on. I'll tell you what, guys, we're 3 for 3 on thrilling games here.
No doubt, absolutely. This one, in my mind, has to be the best. It's been so back and forth, so exciting. It's been a pleasure.
And it's been a more offensive battle too.
Definitely.
Which is obviously more in NC State's favor. State has a lot more firepower than the Heels do. Especially when Luis Jimenez and Sam Banashevitz have games like they have. Here's O'Rourke working in his shot. Shoulder save by Haruso. Ian O'Rourke's going to get the second assist there along with Banashevitz.
That's one of his first points of the season, Ethan. That's a very rewarding point there for Ian O'Rourke. I've talked to him a lot on the road and things like that, and he's one of the most cheerful guys on the team, loves to talk, loves to play the game. It's a really good thing to see Ian O'Rourke really stepping up like that.
One thing about the State team that I noticed, the shot there goes off the pad of Haruso. One thing I've noticed about the State team is pass in front. State still has it open there. Alfonsetti can't get to it. Heels player goes down. State tries to keep it in. They can't. Heels head the other way. Alfonsetti takes it. Tries to get it out of the zone. Can't. We've seen that create issues. Joey Hall kicks more of a punch, I guess, there. Kicks it aside.
Haruso starting to glance towards Volkman in that Carolina bench. Now under 90 seconds there. They got to start thinking about it.
We'll keep an eye on that. They got to get control of the puck first. It's in the neutral zone now. State sends it along, or Chapel Hill sends it along. There's Mazikowski. Alfonsetti has it. He'll send it along. Bieberdorf there. Back to Mazikowski. He gets knocked off the puck momentarily. Working. Little confusion here for State. No idea what anybody's doing there. Heels head the other way. Haruso looking to the bench. He'll send it in. Joey Hall kicks it aside. Mazikowski knocked off the puck.
Haruso's still in the net.
I think they're waiting to have control of the puck. Joey Hall's going to cover up there. Sizemore, Mazikowski giving each other a hug there.
Tell me if you guys disagree. I did not see really any level of desperation from the Heels there. They looked like they had all the time in the world.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. 54.8 seconds to go. We're going to have a timeout.
I agree with that timeout from Volkman there because I think he had all the pieces that he wanted out there. He's got Joe Baglio, he's got Joe Negrafius, he's got Ben Sizemore, he's got his veterans out there. and nothing's going. So I think he needs to have a talking to with this Heels team. Say, look, boys, there's 55 seconds left. I mean, you can't be, traipsing your way through the neutral zone there.
And this is a one-goal game, guys, and it really is going to, again, be a matter of a split-second play. Goals can happen within very quick amounts of time, and it's going to be critical here. If UNC wants to have any chance of coming back, it's going to have to be on a quick opportunity.
Definitely. I totally agree. This could be a split-second thing. They've got to be attentive. But if, as you were saying earlier, face-offs, this is when it really matters. This is when it's absolutely critical. They need to establish possession here. They need to get some good passing in the offensive end. Get shots, as you said earlier, 7 seconds. Hell, if they can get a shot within the first 10 or so, get some rebounds, they've got a chance here. Otherwise, it could be all State. It could be 7-5 before we even know it.
And not only that, but State has been weak in their end tonight a few times. They've let in a few lapses, and UNC's done a good job of capitalizing on that and getting behind the net and doing a lot of great things. So it's going to be a matter of, can State hold their own defensively?
Oh, Heels had 7.
Extra man gets off. Banishevitz out there for the Pack. I think he's out there for the extra net goal. Sent in on net. Hall tries to cover up, and he does eventually. A little extracurricular activity. Both teams have to be smart.
I agree. And if you want to talk about dodging a bullet right there, yes, they've got to be smart and not get a penalty in the scuffle there. But Jonah Graffius just ran off the ice. I mean, imagine taking an extra man, or excuse me, too many men on the ice when you have an extra man with 45 seconds left. Heels, they need something to click right here. They've not looked sharp the last minute.
48.5 to go. Johnston taking the face off. He's got Mazikowski to his left, Banishevitz to his right, Kokenberg and Dewey out there as well. Joey Hall kicks that one aside. Dewey tries to get it out. Can't. Send in, blocked. Heels keep it. They send it in on the net. It's deflected on net. Joey Hall with the save. Nobody knows where the puck is. Joey Hall has it.
That was a great save there by Joey Hall. And continuing just, again, it's the same issue with Haruso. Joey Hall's given up 5 goals, but he's just played well. And there's no really way of trying to argue with that. It's just been a great game. That was a bad lapse there by State. They're not doing a really good job of controlling behind their net. That's something they're going to need to fix.
State sends it all the way down. It's going to go just wide. And it's icing. 24.9 to go. Couldn't tell who shot that one down, Zach. Did you see?
I don't think I saw it. My guess with that velocity of the shot, I'm going to say it's either Linz, Meyer, or Kristoff. I'm not.
I believe it was Linzmeyer.
I'm going to.
Kristoff's taking the faceoff here. He's State's best faceoff man. He wins it again. Here's Mazikowski. He'll send it all the way down again. And another icing. State just willing to take the icings at this point.
State looks flustered. I would say to the Gazilla they may need to use the timeout and settle down again. I know UNC just took theirs, but at the same time, they don't look very composed down in their end with 16 seconds left to go here. They can't give up a bad play or else they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Still, though, they've killed a lot of clock. We've wasted 15 seconds just by winning those face-offs. Heels got to win this one.
They do. Here's the shot blocked. Good job there. Joey Hall out of his net.
Out of the net.
Kokenberg gets it. Can't get it out of the zone. Deflected on net. Just wide. 5 seconds to go. Heels with one last opportunity. Shot goes wide. State wins. 6-5.
Is the player hurt or?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Can't tell if that's frustration or an injury.
That's hurt. That's a shame. What a great game by UNC. What a great game by both teams here, Ethan and Trevor. It was just a good battle all around. What a great way to finish the Backyard Brawl. This was truly a great matchup. This wasn't one-sided at all like the past few games. This was truly a testament of willpower and resilience from both teams who are in difficult spots. UNC really almost did play spoiler to State, but now State clinches the Carolina division, secures their 3rd seed in the ACCHL tournament. It's going to be a great few weeks here for the Ice Pack here, Ethan.
Yeah, State took UNC's best shot, Trevor. And you mentioned that really all they had to play for was pride, and they impressed me.
Absolutely. I think they've got to leave with their heads held high. It's a frustrating finish. I think that you got to go back and you look at those defensive lapses. And we said that's going to be the key to the game. but we really did think that both of these goaltenders played well. When the other teams were scoring was when they had bad defensive lapses in front of them. So the Heels, can use this as a teaching moment. They really can't be that upset with themselves, though. They put it all on the line, and undeniably, this is a state team with a lot more experience,
right,
a sizable more talent, but they came out here and they gave them a fight.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out is Sam Banashevitz and Luis Jimenez were pretty much shut down the last 3-4 games, and they bounced back. And there's really not a whole lot you can do when those guys are on their game. To couple that with UNC's defensive breakdowns, it's just not much you can do if you're Gabe Haruso, as you mentioned.
Absolutely.
And he really played well in net. Trevor, any final thoughts for you?
I mean, we knew what was going to happen if you come in here and you give Luis Jimenez and Sam Banashevitz space.
Yep.
And they did it to him all night long. I think it was very competitive for Heels when they were good, but when they were bad, they were bad. That second period, they just didn't give Gabe Haruso a chance, and yet he did everything they can to make it a game. Great contest.
Trevor, we want to thank you for joining us. It's been a lot of fun. We didn't really know how this was going to work, but I'd say it worked pretty well.
It's
Trevor,
been a pleasure. Thanks so much for having me, y'all.
Yep, thank you for being up here with us. We'll be back here momentarily, a couple post-game interviews. I'll get Zach Sawaye's thoughts. NC State wins 6-5, Luis Jimenez with the game-winning goal. We'll be back here on PackTV. Back to wrap things up. Zach, I mean, what can we say? Luis Jimenez and Sam Banashevitz got back to what we know they can do, what we've seen them do for so long. Who's another guy who really had a good game for State, though?
I got to say Ryan Lenzmeyer. He just had a great game all around, and just looking at the way he was putting so much effort into this game, doing a great job on that third line. It was just a great job by Ryan Lenzmeyer. But another player also, of course, is Joey Hall. Stood tall all night tonight, and even though he gave up 5 goals, it was the same thing with Gabe Haruso that we were talking about. Gave up a lot of goals, but he was just a great player, great job in the end.
Yeah, Haruso just got hung out to dry a few too many times, especially against Jimenez and Banashevitz. Those are the two guys you can't give them 2-on-1 and breakaway opportunities. It's not going to end well for you pretty much ever. Another guy, Cam Mazikowski, power play goal. You mentioned Joey Hall. Really just a good game all around. State clinches the Central Division. They will be a top 3 seed, most likely the number 3 seed at the ACCHL tournament in Charlottesville. Zach, this was a back-and-forth game. What does this win mean for State moving forward to next weekend?
Momentum as always, Ethan, and that's what State needs to take out of every single game. You saw a lot of things tonight that State worked on and improved on. Penalty kill looked exceptionally better. Power play looked exceptionally better. Much better than what we saw against Clemson and Charlotte by far. And tonight, even more, I think what State needs to take out of this is the fact that they had their dominant duo back in action. And especially going into this tournament, Luis Jimenez's final games as an Ice Pack member is going to be critical going forward.
Yeah, State was just too good to be bad on the power play and the penalty kill like they were last week, especially the power play. And as you mentioned, staying out of the penalty box was huge as well. That's something they struggled with all year. And, if State continues to do that, what does that mean for the Pack's chances in Charlottesville?
I think it's just going to be incredibly important for the Pack to continue to improve and to have those kind of chances in Charlottesville to hopefully win it all and even go to regionals like Coach Gazzillo was talking about in the near future, and hopefully that will happen if State can win that ACCHL tournament.
We're going to be back in a couple of minutes. Luis Jimenez, hopefully on his way up here. Coach Mike Gazzillo as well. State beats Chapel Hill 6-5 here at PNC Arena in the Backyard Brawl. We'll be back for more on PackTV. Welcome back to PNC Arena. NC State victorious once again over UNC Chapel Hill in the Backyard Brawl. Zach, this is our second Backyard Brawl this year, my 3rd overall. What were your thoughts on the event as a whole, the crowd, and how both teams played?
You know, there wasn't a lot of marketing done for this event as compared to the last Backyard Brawl that we've seen, Ethan, but one thing that I really appreciated was the arena was just about as full as it was the last game, and even though it was UNC's home game, they probably did a lot more marketing over there in Chapel Hill. There was a lot of good NC State fans here tonight. The crowd was loud and proud and just ready to have such a great night tonight, and that's what matters.
Well, a pro NC State crowd, as we've come to expect at this event and really every sporting event involving these two teams. Big win for the Pack tonight. First win of the semester after a couple tough losses last week. What does this mean for the team moving forward next week against Duke and UNCW?
I think it's just going to be a lot of momentum because now that NC State has clinched their spot in the Carolina division and the number 3 seed overall in the ACCHL, it's going to be a matter of showing why they're the number 3 seed in the ACCHL. And against UNCW, in which they won in a shootout 5-4, and against Duke, who they absolutely routed 8-0, these next few games are going to be critical for State to just show that they're continuing to be one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, I agree. And UNCW is probably the best game, most competitive game I've seen between these two. And Duke, as you mentioned, not going to be a close game, just to be frank with you. Once again, games at the Iceplex next week, which is over by Capitol Boulevard. Love for you to come on out. If not, we'll be back here on YouTube. Same spot. We'll send out a link once it gets closer to the game time. Zach, you've also got a show with Coach Mike Gazzillo. Why don't you give us an update on where and when that is?
So the coaches with Mike Gazzillo, the next one is probably going to happen after the ACCHL tournament. We'll schedule it closer towards then. But it's going to be a great show to finally wrap up the season so far. And hopefully we're going to have a special guest. Hopefully Luis Jimenez is going to come on and join us for that show as sort of a recap with one of the senior captains for this team. So it's something that we're going to be talking about a lot. And Coach Gazzillo will be there as well. It's going to be a great time.
We're going to take a quick break before we have a couple interviews and wrap this one up. State beats Chapel Hill 6-5, here at PNC Arena. We'll be back on PackTV.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your one-stop shop for all things Wolfpack. Located in the Ridgewood Shopping Center off of Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop recently expanded from 2,400 to 5,400 square feet. Whether you're in need of tailgating essentials, decals and magnets, home goods, apparel for people of all ages, or sporting goods, the Red and White Shop has it all. Stop by today for your NC State needs.
Another Ice Pack game comes to a close here on a beautiful Monday night here. 6-5, NC State takes it. Zach Salway alongside head coach Mike Gazzillo. Coach, how are you doing tonight?
I guess I'm doing a little better right now.
So, Coach, your team clinched that 3rd seed, clinched the top spot in the Carolina division. How do you feel for this team right now? What are your thoughts going through your mind right now?
I mean, I'm happy for them. You know, we knew that going into it that we needed this game to do that. I don't think we played very well, to be honest with you. But, you know, it was nice to get some scoring back from Sam and Luis, right? So, you know, it all worked out. So we'll just work on a few things in practice, that's all.
Now, Coach, this game was a really good game for a lot of different reasons, but one of it was no team had a real clear advantage because it kept on going back and forth. This was a great game overall, Coach. So talk about UNC's game a little bit because their comeback effort was nothing but outstanding towards the end of that period.
Yeah, I mean, and I expected nothing less from them, you know. Yeah, I thought we had them pretty good on the ropes in the first half of the first period, and maybe even a little bit more than that, you know. But defensive zone, we weren't that good, and you know, we went in behind. We had a good second period, but still, you know, I don't think we were firing on all cylinders. And you know, well, we know that for all intents and purposes, their season's over, but you know, they would love to spoil ours, right? You know, and when they tied it up, they all came by grinning at us. Which that didn't sit too well. I get why they did it, but that's what I was kind of screaming at my guys about. You know, are you good with this? And there was for guys that really weren't. So.
Power play looked outstanding tonight, Coach. And, of course, that beautiful goal there by Cam Mazikowski off an amazing draw win by Eric Todd to Luis Jimenez, and then back to Cam Mazikowski for that beautiful goal. That all happened off a quick face-off on the power play. What did you talk about this week in practice, talking about special teams after, I don't want to say atrocious, but definitely not the best showing of the power play on the road?
Yeah, sometimes it shows up and sometimes it don't, and, we did work on it a little bit. We worked on the penalty kill as well, basically, I just want him to get more shots. That's what I think would help us a lot more if we just got more shots.
Now, Coach, having that dynamic duo back between Sam Benishevitz and Luis Jimenez is something that's been lacking from this team in recent games. But still not to shy away from the fact that your depth has stepped up in almost in its entirety. Almost made it seem like Sam Benishevitz, it was okay that he wasn't scoring. But now that you have your two best scorers back on the team who accounted for 4 of the 5 goals tonight, Coach, 5 of the 6 goals, rather. My apologies. What does this mean for the team?
I mean, the guys are energized by it. They're excited that they're back and scoring and stuff like that. And, if they're going to go out and they're going to do it, then the other guys know that they got to step up their game and they got to contribute too. We can't be a 1 or 2 player team. We've got to get a little more going in that. So it was good that they stepped up their game. But, I think it kind of sends a little message to the other guys that, hey, we're here. We're going to contribute too. So, we'll see how things go this week.
Quick note as well, the duo accounted for 4 of the 6 goals tonight. My apologies, it's been a long day of math. I can't count very well, and I think I should know that by now, Coach. But what you can count, of course, is the number of wins in the ACC wins. You have now 6-2 in the ACC, a very tough division to play in. You got teams like Carolina and Duke, along with Charlotte, which was a team that you did lose to recently, but they're still trying to fight and try to earn a playoff spot, Coach. Talk about this ACCHL tournament coming up and the motions that you're going to talk through with your team about getting prepared for what could be, the final game for a lot of these seniors.
Yeah, I think that Charlotte game was a little bit of an eye-opener. They played really well, and we only played well in the third period. None of the teams are just like kind of, it's more of who's going to get bounced out than who's going to make it in. So you're going to see a lot of teams with a lot of points in the ACC. So I think the parity in this tournament is going to be probably one of the best it's ever been. And no one's going there to lose. No one wants to go there Friday and then come home Saturday, right? So everybody's going to be working hard for it, and we're no different. And hey, listen, it's there. If you want it, you got to go and get it. That's really my message.
All right, Coach, thank you for joining us here. For PackTV, I'm Zach Solai, Ethan Berry, who will be right back with Luis Jimenez right here on PackTV.
Ethan Berry back here for PackTV. NC State defeats UNC Chapel Hill 6-5. I'm back with Luis Jimenez. Luis, you had a hat trick tonight and a couple assists. Really one of your biggest games of this season of your career. I mean, what were you seeing out there on the ice? Was the game just a little slower for you? And, I mean, how were you able to lift your team to victory, really?
I don't know. I mean, we just came out, especially with Sam and I, we were talking before the game just to get going. And, that first period was a little bit rough, but then as the game progressed and we went back into the locker room and had a little pep talk from our coaches, it just gave us a little bit extra motivation, especially being our last game here, especially for me, being a senior and all. So we just wanted to make sure we got that win, and it worked out.
You guys built a lead, really. Scored first and had the lead in the second period. And in the third period, you guys really looked like you were in control of the game, but the heels never really went away. And then you guys were finally able to get that last goal to seal the win. What does it say about your guys' ability to, keep them at bay and not let them get in the lead, and the mental toughness that you guys showed responding to them every time?
I mean, we're just really motivated right now, especially coming down to the end of the season, everything. We got the ACC tournament, I think, 3 weeks or so. So, I mean, our goal is really to win every game we have left and finish off 8-0. And I mean, we know we can do it. Last week we kind of struggled a little bit against Charlotte and Clemson. It wasn't our best weekend by any means, but I mean that just gave us some extra motivation. So coming in here, it really helped us out.
Finally, last question for you. This was your third Backyard Brawl and your last one. What does it mean for you to help start an event like this, and what do you think it means for hockey in the Triangle moving forward?
I mean, it's great. There's a lot of little kids that come out that kind of idolize us, and I mean, it's a lot of fun. And then apart from that, I mean, being I think it's the largest collegiate hockey game ever. So, I mean, just to be part of that, and I mean, be able to experience that, be the first people to play this game, and have so many fans come out. I mean, it says a lot about the Pack community and just hockey in the area. I'm sure it'll keep growing.
There you go, Luis Jimenez with a hat trick tonight, our player of the game. Luis, thanks for being up here with us. For Zach Selway, Trevor, Linz, Meyer, I'm Ethan Berry signing off. NC State defeats UNC Chapel Hill 6-5 here from PNC Arena. Thank you for watching on PackTV.